Okay, so I welcome everyone to the world of Athos. Athos is a
Give me a knock.
moderate fantasy type world. Uh, so if you compare it to like Lord of the Rings would be low fantasy, or sorry, low magic, not low fantasy, low magic. There's really only very few people who can use magic. So this is a medium to high magic type fantasy world where anyone can know and learn magic under certain circumstances and professions and learnings. Um, the capital of Athos is Highcliffe, located in the Highcliffe floating islands, um, just south of the main continent. Um, and everyone in this group is more or less from a different town around, or a different city and or town around Athos. Um, some brief backstory that everyone who's a citizen of this country would know is your king is King Cornelius Crown. He has been king for about 20 years now. He inherited the crown from his father, and so on and so forth. And as far as you know, as a community and as members of this world, there has been no other lord families that have had kingship of the land. Um, as far as you know. Um, No one quite knows how the world was created or the country of Athos was established. However, you do know that uh, there have been wars with other countries and other lands, um, and there are no specific like minorities in Athos. You can find just as many elves underground in underground habit or communities as you would dwarfs. You'd find just as many gnomes in the forests as you would Goliaths. There's very there's a very diverse um, population of creatures and beings in this world. However, there is no direct minority in any specific locations. Um, there are the gods of this world. I sent in information about that, but I guess for the sake of the streams, I'll go over them real quick. You have
What a
the
legend.
goddess. Yeah, no problem, dog. I got you. You have Lyrae. She's the goddess of the sun, moon, and stars, and she is the most commonly worshipped god in this world. Um, if you think of it like the Greek pantheon, she would be Zeus, probably. Um, However, there is no leader of the gods. They're all as we understand them to be a council of equal order rather than, there being ahead of the gods. But so Lyrae is, like I said, the goddess of the sun, moon, and stars, and she's the most commonly worshipped goddess. And she is often portrayed as an elf. You have Hal, who is the god of life, growth, and nature. He is a halfling, or often portrayed as a halfling. You have Aremiel, who is the god of death and decay. And he actually is the brother of Lyrae. So he is also an elf. You have Hina, who's the goddess of war and chaos. And she's a goblin. You have Osu, who's the goddess of craft, industry, and creation. She is portrayed as a dragonborn, and you have Bephos, the god of trickery and thievery, and he is often portrayed as a human. I believe that is all I wanted to share with you for now. If you have any questions in regards to the history or anything else really of this world, the pantheon, the history, whatever, I will answer it to the best of my abilities. I will say that I have not written a novel, so not everything is all fleshed out completely, but who's to say that I can't do that on the spot? We'll find out. That's all part of being a DM, right? We're all learning and creating together. Cool. All right, shall we get started?
I did have a question real quick.
Yeah.
These guys, I was just more so for just like flavor purposes.
Sure.
I was wondering earlier, do these gods have like certain colors, like their armor? Because like obviously, like with my character, my armor would be themed around the god being a cleric. Would that be like certain colors, just like descriptions, kind of stuff? I imagined it would be something just probably green. It's the god of growth.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'll flesh that out for all the other gods, but I'll tell you Hal's right now because Hal is very very like prevalent in this party. Everyone has a direct connection to Hal. Everyone does. I would say that he like if you were to have a banner of Hal, it would be of a tree, like a large oak tree. And the colors on that would be like green and gold.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yep. And I will figure out more for other gods later on, but for sake of time, we will just do that. Green and gold. Cool. Good question. Any other questions? Okay. So let's start off. Just outside. Let's start off just outside River's End. For reference on the map, River's End is just north of Stormwatch, and it's at the bottom of the Riverlands. The River's End is connected by a road to Stormwatch and Ironspire, but a lot of trade and goods come south through the Riverlands from Stillwater. As we go to River's End, we are actually leaving River's End, heading west towards Ironspire. Now, we are still in very close vicinity to River's End, but as we look at the road and focus on one particular character, we see a human, youngish in age, I would presume, traveling with probably a skip to his step, perhaps, maybe. I don't know. Chandler, why don't you describe, as you're traveling west, probably what you would be doing as you are walking or running or skipping or whatever you'd be doing. And maybe describe what your character looks like.
So my character is a human. He's about 7 feet tall, so he's a big guy. And he's kind of stretching in his armor a little bit. It's kind of new to him a little bit. Got some heavy armor on and kind of getting used to everything on. And he is reading a letter that's kind of telling him where to go. DM, I'll kind of let you jump in there because I don't think I ended up getting that letter. So
sure.
Tell what the letter says. Go ahead.
Before we actually get to that letter, you would see in front of you, not too far from a wagon, probably full of goods and things needed to trade. There is a small woman. She looks to be probably about 25 in age, black hair, very tannish, olivey skin. And she's actually attempting to defend herself from what seems to be a robber or a burglar of sorts. Now you see this, and I'm curious to know what you would do.
My character is excited. Like, this is a chance for my character to prove himself. So he immediately jumps in there and is just trying to get in between what's going on.
Okay. What does that look like?
So
are you are you attacking this person? Or are you just trying to separate them?
I'm just trying to separate and asking what's going on. It's literally just what's going on here, and kind of shoving them apart a little bit.
Okay, give me a strength check to attempt to pull them apart.
Give me 2 seconds to find my 20-sided dice. There it is. Alrighty, strength check it is. Ooh, that is a nat 1, my friend. That's how it's going to start.
Sir. Yes, sir.
First roll of the game and natural one. First roll the whole game. Thanks for setting the precedent, Chandler.
That is not a good way to start.
So as you attempt to pull these people apart, this thief actually turns to you and shoves you back. And you hit the floor quite hard. You know, like you mentioned earlier, you are in very new armor, at least new to you. And for that, I want you to roll me a D. Just roll me a D4.
D4. Oh, give me 1 second. I could just open all these up already. Jesus. Okay, this gotta be my 4s. I don't think I've ever rolled D4 before. This one, right? Little pyramid guy?
The little pyramid guy, yeah.
That is a 2.
Okay, take 2 points of damage for me.
Son of a gun. Okay.
Also, just a heads up to players, I'm very much the type of person who will give consequences for natural ones, but also good benefits to a natural 20. I like the natural 1 consequences. It won't be too bad unless, depending on what you're doing. So you hit the floor, and you hear this man say, "Mind your own business. Get back to the road." And he pulls a dagger. Kind of like, he's not swinging at you, but he does pull a dagger in a threatening way, as if, if you're going to get involved, I will do something about it, sort of thing. How do you react?
My character immediately proceeds to look at him and go, "I see your dagger and I match it with greatsword," and pulls the greatsword off of his back.
Okay, roll initiative for me.
I will do that. 15.
Okay.
-1. So actually, that's 14. But
yes, sir.
He rolled a 21.
Oh, Jesus.
He's a little faster.
She's a little bit quicker than I am.
You're still on the floor, because he's holding his knife to you downwards towards the ground, and he will, he'll go in to cut you.
Okay.
Does a 9 hit?
No, it does not.
Okay, so he goes in to slash at you. What do you do to kind of evade that, or what does that look like as he misses or potentially just glints his knife off your armor, what would happen, do you think?
I'm gonna say that my character reaches up and just kind of smacks the arm to the side, like quickly enough that he's not good at rolling away because he is wearing heavy armor, but he does kind of reach up and just kind of smack him to the side. Maybe it even brushes his shoulder blade a little bit, but no hit on him.
Okay. So you slap his hand to the side. Obviously, he doesn't hit you. It will go to your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and swing right back.
Okay.
So, oh my gosh,
Lethal damage, of course.
Lethal damage, of course. I'm gonna assume that a 2 + 4 6 does not hit.
It does not hit.
Dang it.
That
is pathetic.
So you swing at him. He's nimble enough to dodge your swing. Honestly, it's just kind of a game of people swinging at each other at this point. Nothing crazy is going on. The bystander woman is standing there in shock. She doesn't quite know what to do with herself other than kind of like step back a little closer to her carriage, just in case something bad were to happen to her, of course. The thief will kind of dance around you a little more and attempt to stab you again with his dagger. And I would assume that a 7 does not hit because
no, sir.
That is less than the last roll. Do what you will on your turn.
We're gonna swing right back again. Now I'm getting a little ticked off now because oh my golly goodness gracious, 7. Does a 7 hit?
A 7 does not hit.
He and I are both.
One of you guys
one of us is gonna get it.
Someone has to get hit at some point.
This is the warm-up game, bro.
You guys are just swinging at each other at this point.
Hey, I'm new to the gear. I'm still trying to figure this out.
That makes a lot of sense.
A little tight in the shoulders.
Yeah, a little warming up. I'm over there like stretching and stuff as I'm swinging.
Fair enough.
You said it was leather?
Oh no, I'm wearing full heavy armor right now, friend.
Full heavy armor. It's very heavy on him. He at this point, like, you guys have swung at each other enough that, like, if bystanders were to have been watching, they would probably be bored by now. Like, they're just like, yeah, this is kind of lame. Like, we kind of either wanted someone to get seriously hurt or potentially die, but now we're just kind of watching people swinging their weapons at each other. The thief will he'll attempt to slice at you again, I guess.
Oh,
does a 12 hit?
No, it does not.
No, it does not. Okay, take your turn.
Right back at it again. Okay, finally, nat 20, baby.
A natural 20.
Natural 20. I'm warmed up now. I'm ready.
You're feeling it.
Everything's kicking in now. Okay.
Roll damage.
Yeah, we're about to do that. And he's not gonna like me at the end of this. Okay. Let me give me 2 seconds. Okay, that counts as a 3. So that is gonna be +3, just 8. +2. So I do 10 damage there times 2. So that's 20. Well, I guess you double roll, right, in 2024?
I'm going to tell you right now, you obliterate this man. He, depending on if it describe what, either you knock him out or you give him a fatal blow. What does your character do?
I'm going to say that, like, going from a, 7 to a nat 20, my character was not quite ready for him to, swing that well. So I went to go for the knockout, but just completely miscalculate and just head right off the top. To the horror of both myself and the lady next to me.
Wow. So complete decapitation.
Complete decapitation. Wow. I'm just as surprised the lady is next to me, because that was, like I said,
she's shocked.
We went from 7 to a 20 there. Both of us are a little surprised.
Give me an intimidation check. I know you're not meaning to intimidate this woman, but I want you to roll an intimidation check for me.
That is going to be... That's a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
So with a 6 on intimidation, this woman is very scared, but nevertheless, she is grateful for what you have done. She is kind of nervous to approach you, like that swing looks like you didn't know what you were doing. So as if like someone who doesn't know how to handle a gun, like you probably don't want to approach them like with confidence, you'd probably want to keep your distance. Hopefully they
That's
don't
fair.
point it at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much the same. She can tell that when she sees you with that sword, there is some confidence that you have with that sword, but with the look of that swing that fatally decapitated this thief, she is very hesitant to get any closer to you than she already is. She's probably about 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
Maybe 15. And she says, "Thank you so much for your help. I don't have much to offer you other than just a few pieces of gold. Will you please take those from me as compensation for what you have done for me this day?"
I'm gonna turn back to her and decline the gold and just say, no, I'm in this because I've been asked to do this, and I'm heading into what I've been asked to do.
She says, "May whatever god you worship bless you with whatever you deserve." She puts the gold back into her pocket or her purse or whatever, and she grabs a hold of her wagon, which is like more of like a hand wagon. Like she doesn't have a horse or anything to pull it. But she continues on her way. After the brutal incident that happened on the road, you kind of take a step back and need to remember what you were doing before that. And you remember that there is a letter in your pocket. I will send you this letter. It is up to you whether or not you would like to read it for the party to hear.
Sounds good. Go ahead and send it my way.
What the?
Let's see. Where is it? There it is. All right. Hopefully, let me just make sure that I'm not sending you the wrong letter.
Okay.
Okay, this is the right letter.
Oh, good. That doesn't show up for any of you to see. I was curious if it was going to show up in the corner on the stream or on the Discord.
No stream sniping.
No stream sniping. It doesn't show up. We're good.
You're just yelling at me right now.
I did it right. We're good.
I opened up John's earlier, but I was like, oh, actually, he's doing the Owlbear thing. I don't want to spoil it. So
I had it on my second monitor, so
Okay.
that way
Okay.
no one could see it. It was like no streamers, no viewers, nobody's seeing this ish.
I think I'll go ahead and read this to the group.
Okay, go for it.
1 second to read the last sentence real quick because I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and read this to the group. Word reaches me that you are a man of rare talent, one who moves unbidden and unbound by the obstacles that hinder others. It is precisely such talent that I find myself in need of. There exists a task that requires a particular set of skills that few possess and fewer still wield with discretion. A matter of delicate import, one that must be handled with both precision and a keen understanding of the unseen forces at play. I trust that a man of your reputation does not shy from such challenges, nor from the recognition that comes with success. Time is of the essence. Should you wish to hear more, travel to the Squeaky Duck south of Iron Spire. There, the rest will be made clear. H.
Okay, as you come to remembrance that of how you received this letter, and like what does your character do?
My character is reading the letter, finishes reading it, and kind of looks up at the sky a little bit and goes, "Hal, guide me. This is the path that you've given me," and proceeds on the street or on the.
Wonderful. Give me an insight check on the letter.
On the letter. Okay. Where's my insight? Insight.
Under wisdom.
Yeah, 15.
15. Okay. I'm going to send you a message directly, Chandler.
Dope.
And this is what you get from this letter.
Okay.
If you would like to share that information with the group, you can.
Oh, I will share this with the group.
Okay.
From my insight, I believe this letter to be sent directly from Hal, from the God of Life.
Cool. What do you do with this information?
It gives me strength and kind of puts a pep in my step. Like I am ready to go prove myself to Hal. This is what I was born for, and I want Hal to know that I am here for him.
Beautiful. So I presume that you are traveling to the Squeaky Duck, just
Correct.
south
Yes,
of
I'm
Iron
heading
Spire.
straight to the Squeaky Duck.
Beautiful. Let's now pan over to a different part of the world. If we travel straight north, up the Riverlands and east of Stillwater, I guess north of Stillwater, but the road starts heading east. We will go to Ironwood, in the northeast corner of the map, just south of the Ironwood Forest, hence the name. And we find ourselves at a relief camp. There isn't anyone. It's not a relief camp of war, but rather a relief camp for the poor and impoverished. Ironwood is probably the most economically lesser off city amongst most of the cities in Eathos. I think the only other one that would probably be a little more economically lesser off would probably be Frostmarch in the northwest, due to its seclusion from the rest of the continent and country. But in Ironwood, we find ourselves in a relief camp with a rather large regiment of the followers of Hal. We find ourselves with many paladins and clerics, as well as wizards and really any class that finds themselves. It's just any person who finds themselves a supporter of Hal who can provide help with others. Sadly, earlier this day, there were a group of children out in the Ironwood Forest who came across a small group of owlbears. I guess it would probably just be like an owlbear mother and her cubs. 6 children were actually injured in this interaction. And luckily, they were able to be found or helped back to Ironwood. And they find themselves in the care of 2 very devoted followers of Hal. Why don't you describe your character, and then when you're done, we'll have Doug describe your character.
Okay, so my character's a paladin, wears medium armor, but he's been paladin for quite some time now, so he's like, pretty proficient with it. He's got a longsword and a shield, and yeah, I don't really know how else to describe him.
What's your character's name?
Cassius Brightside.
I think that's a super cool name.
Thanks.
Doug, describe your character for us.
Just description or like what I'm doing also, I guess.
Sure, both. Yeah.
Okay. I guess my character. I'm a human cleric. Um, I'm pretty old for somebody who you would expect to kind of see like out, sort of fighting and helping out. I'm in my 60s. I am I'm an older woman. I think as of right now, I'm just kind of running around trying to make sure we heal up those who are injured and just kind of, especially after an attack like or kids that get ran into an owl bear encounter. I think my character's definitely really into healing, so I was kind of running around doing that.
Awesome. So, Matt and Doug, I have some roles that I need you to make.
Okay.
So, like I said, each of you are taking care of 3 children. Some have more dreadful wounds than others. And so one at a time, I'm going to have each of you describe, we're going to go one kid at a time, and I want you to describe to me how you are tending to their wounds. Depending on how you are tending to their wounds, whether it's with magic or physical means, I will have you roll with advantage or disadvantage. You will be rolling, you'll be just rolling raw for Cassius. He will be rolling raw charisma checks, and for Gwendolyn, she'll be rolling raw wisdom checks. I believe that those are your spell casting
Right.
abilities as a paladin and as a cleric. You can still add your modifier to those rolls, but it'll all be for Cassius, it'll be rolled based off of your charisma, and for Gwendolyn, it'll be rolled based off of your wisdom. So let's start with Gwendolyn. You are in front of the first child. There is a very large gash to the back of the child. It's not the most fatal wound, or it's not the most dangerous wound that the children have, but it is obviously still very. If it's not tended to properly, it can cause major issues. How would you tend to this wound?
Obviously, being a cleric, I think I'd probably just cast a simple cure wounds on it, just kind of close it up, make sure it's nothing too crazy, so I wouldn't need to go too deep with it. I think, but just a simple cure wounds.
Sure. I won't. Is cure wounds for a cleric? Is it a cantrip or is it a spell slot?
It is a spell slot.
Okay, I'm not gonna have you use a spell slot, but I will still have you roll. I'll just do a standard roll, no disadvantage or advantage.
I'm notoriously bad at rolling, man.
You
Nat
can't
20.
be
Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't be
Never
worse than me.
Holy cow! So with a nat 20,
Better than it's ever felt.
dude, the kid doesn't even have any scars. The wound is patched. If anything, he probably had I don't know, Lyme disease, and you also cured that. Like he was sick as well. You cured him of Lyme disease. He probably had early stages of cancer too that wasn't seen, and you cured that too.
This kid was going through it.
This kid he was going through it, and you solved all of his issues.
Everything
just now.
he's got. Hell yeah.
Just because of that as well, I will give you advantage on your next roll.
Perfect. All right.
Cassius, you're in front of your first child. His foot is broken. You would presume that maybe the owlbear stepped on it, or he tripped. I don't know. Something happened, and his foot is broken. Obviously, a broken foot isn't a fatal wound, but if it's not tended to properly, it can cause pretty gnarly issues in the future. What would you do as a paladin? and a follower of how to fix that.
Well, since it's just like a broken bone, broken bones will heal over time with the proper care, so I don't really think I need to cast any magic on that. We are in a relief camp, so there are like supplies
Sure.
and stuff to aid. So I'd go grab bandages, some sticks, whatever, make a splint for him pretty much, and just set his foot for him.
Beautiful. I like that. You could have totally used magic, but you didn't. So I will allow you to roll with advantage. So roll a d20 twice and take the higher number, and then add your charisma modifier to that.
So hold on real quick. My charisma modifier, that's
Should be plus.
right?
2,
Plus
right?
2.
Yeah,
So
yours
that
should be
add
plus
that.
2.
So roll
So
two
I'd add that right
d20s
now then.
and add
Yeah,
2
take
to
the
each
high.
of them.
Yeah.
And take the highest of the d20s and add 2 to it.
Hold on. I'm just gonna roll one at a time. Because it gave me like 36. Oh, wait,
Well, it should show you both numbers, right?
14.
A 14, is that before you add the 2 or after?
After.
Cool. You successfully set the splint. The obviously, it's not the most comfortable thing to receive a splint, but you can tell that it was done properly, it was done efficiently and effectively, and the child should make a full recovery from his broken foot. Let's move back to Gwendolyn. Your next child, that is before you, has a large slash down its leg, from just above the knee all the way down to ankle. It's pretty gnarly and pretty deep. What are you going to do?
Well, I know on the leg that can be pretty serious. I think so. I think I'm gonna do a combination of things here because I do have the healer's feet. I mean, I'm proficient with healer's kits and everything. So I think I am going to start off by casting another cure wounds on it, just kind of close it up, and then use my healer's kit to kind of finish off anything that's might be left over.
Sure.
Um,
Okay, roll yourself a wisdom, just raw wisdom with advantage.
okay, that is going to be a 19.
A 19. You
Yeah.
successfully heal the child. Um, you stitch up the leg, you sanitize it, you disinfect it. If you didn't disinfect it, it probably would have turned into a fatal wound. So good job. We turn back to Cassius with his second child, and Cassius, the child in front of you, is missing his hand. He will, depending on what you do, he will probably be handless for the rest of his life. How would you take care of this wound?
Yeah, missing hand's a lot more serious than a broken foot. So I will cast lay on hands for him.
Okay.
Just basically. Mhm.
When you cast that spell, when Cassius casts that spell, what does it look like?
Let me see.
Like, it's up to
It's like, what
you
do you
as
picture it looking like? It's not what the book
what do
says.
you
Like, what do you think
yeah,
it looks like?
what does it, in your mind, what does it look like?
My mind basically take his gun and just place it into my hands and just cast it and yeah, just do what I can to heal him from there.
Awesome. So as you put his nub into your hands, you cast this spell. to hopefully heal the child. Go ahead and roll me a charisma check. Go ahead and just roll
D20.
it's not with advantage, so you just are gonna roll it once and then add your charisma modifier to it.
A 5.
A 5
Ooh.
That's with modifier?
with modifier.
+2, yeah.
As Cassius holds this nub in his hand, he feels infection and rot settling in. Perhaps.
Would I be able to see this happening at all, or
Yeah, you probably would.
would you allow me to cast Spare the Dying on the hand to give him another go, or no?
I'll allow it.
All right.
For that, though, I will have you use a spell slot.
Well, Spare the Dying is a cantrip.
Oh, even better. No need. So, Cassius, roll again. You are feeling this rot and decay setting in this child's arm, potentially reaching a point that you might not be able to fix, not at least at this time. But you see out of the corner of your eye, you see your friend Gwendolyn casting this spell. Doug, what does that look like as you're casting that?
So I think. So you said Matt's just holding the hand, and the hand is starting to die.
Well, so the hand is gone. So he's holding the nub on
Oh,
the
so he's just holding it. Okay.
where
I think,
where the hand used to be.
and Matt, you did say you were casting, or you were doing a lay on hands, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think as I see Matt or Cassius is holding this kid's like decaying arm in his hand, trying to use this thing, I kind of place my hands over the top of his, and just I do this quick, kind of spell, something I've done 100 times, 1,000 times, and it's just kind of a quick flash of light to kind of stop the decay. And as I'm holding that, try to tell him to try it again.
Awesome. Try it again. Roll a d20 again. Add your charisma modifier, and we'll see what you get.
17.
17.
Oh,
Beautiful. So as
You are
it
healed.
sets
I have
in,
healed you.
Hal is real.
as you see Gwendolyn, you feel her help, you feel the magic that she's providing. You concentrate a little harder on the hand, or what used to be the hand, and you're able to seal the wound. You no longer feel that feeling of decay and rot that you would magically be able to detect as you're healing somebody. You can feel that the child will be saved, but their hand will not, sadly. And you successfully are able to heal what you can. As you both are finishing up with this second child, you both hear each of your third child. So it's two separate children, one for each of you. Like screaming in agony. Both of them are. Cassius turns to his next child that he's been tasked with healing and taking care of, and you can see that there's a very large head wound on this child. There's a lot of blood and there's a large gash on the head. Thinking about it now, like metagaming, like realistically, you guys probably would have tended to these children first.
Yeah, right.
But for the sake of suspense and rolling, you are taking care of them last. So very large head wound, very highly fatal wound. And Gwendolyn looks at her final child that she's been tasked to heal, and you see a very large wound across the child's chest, revealing its chest cavity, revealing its ribs and internal organs inside of the child. Obviously, they're both alive and they're both screaming and crying in pain. Let's start with Gwendolyn. What does Gwendolyn do?
Okay, let me pull it up here. I think so. Since this one is pretty serious, um, so I do have, as being a life cleric, I do have a channel divinity option that allows me to. It says evoke a healing energy that restores a number of hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Choose a bloodied creature within 15 feet of yourself, which can include you. So divide those hit points among them, but it can restore a creature to no more than half its hit point maximum. Would you allow me to start with that?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah. So I think as I uh, to start off with, since this child's obviously in a lot of pain, I come over and I think to maybe just for flavor purposes, I come over and just cast the cantrip resistance on him to kind of help ease the pain while I pray over him with
I like that.
my thing. And I cast my channel divinity to preserve life, and that would to give it a a starting thing, and then I'll take out maybe uh, since that one specifically states that it's only like about half. I think then after that we'll finish out with maybe a let's do another. We'll probably do just another cure wounds. It's pretty simple. And then as just to make sure that the child's okay, cast aid over the top of that, just to give it, which would increase the hit point maximum and uh, give it temporary health to kind of aid with his healing process.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
Perfect. Ooh.
That's not a good sign.
Well, 10 on the dice. It is a +4 for wisdom. Would you allow me to add my medicine to
No.
it? Damn. Okay, 14.
Doug, I needed you to roll a 15.
Oh, even
Doug
with
is
all everything.
even with all of everything. I needed you to roll a 15 to save this child.
Man.
As you approach this child,
Well,
you may be
since I am a life cleric, all my healing spells are more potent. Does that change anything?
no.
Damn.
I'm
All right. Well,
letting the dice speak, but I
that's
appreciate the
fair. That's
effort.
fair.
As you are desperately trying to save this child's life, the blood loss is just too much. The pain is too much. One might even say that you could potentially even be slightly weaker than you were even a few moments ago, but because of all the magic that you have previously casted on previous patients and on assisting Cassius, this one time your magic just simply was not enough to save this child. And this child does succumb to its wounds and dies, sadly. With that being said, Cassius, what do you do to this child who has this really serious head wound? No pressure. Your compatriot
Well,
maybe
after
has
seeing what just
failed,
happened, I have to
but
really
you
like
might be
it this
able
time.
to succeed.
What's that, Matt?
Well, see what just happened, do I have to lock in this time?
Yeah, lock in.
Yeah. But really, I think all I can really do is cast lay on hands again for him. So I just basically try to comfort him as much as I can. Get on his level, take his head in my lap, and just lay my hands on him.
Keep in mind, like
And
lay on hands is like using your god to do healing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like putting your hands on him for no reason. Like
No,
you literally got the priesthood over here.
Yeah, that's literally that's what it is.
Okay.
But not literally. But you
Figuratively.
are figuratively speaking. Yes, you are literally channeling the magic and the power that Hal has granted to you as his paladin to help others. So this is what you are doing to heal this child. This is what you're using to heal this child. Go ahead and roll me a charisma check and add your modifier.
15.
A 15, that's exactly what you needed to save this child. As you are placing your hands on this child's head, you're not bestowing him a priesthood blessing, but you are healing his wounds. um, you can feel the warm blood of this child that was actually like escaping its head, now returning to the wound. You feel in your hand the wound sealing closed, and there will probably be a scar there for the rest of that child's life, but you have saved that child's life. As you are, finishing tending to the children that the two of you have been tasked with tending to, you maybe you look down at the body that Gwendolyn sadly was not able to save. What do the two of you do? What are your thoughts after this experience, these interactions? What are the two of you doing?
I think after I see that this child is after everything I've tried, nothing seemed to work. Kind of just praying over him, clutching my holy symbol, and I start with the prayer. Just kind of asking to guide this kid into the afterlife and make sure that he's taken care of, and then sort of, I think a little bit afterwards is kind of me asking why he wouldn't, what happened, what could I do better next time, why wasn't I strong enough this time?
Roll me a religion check, Doug.
Okay. That is 16 plus 8, 24.
Plus 8 to your religion?
That's
I am a cleric.
ridiculous.
Douglas. Okay. With that, what did you say? It was a 16 plus 8?
Yes.
God dang, a 24. With that, you can feel not only the reassurance of your God, but also a very familiar hand on your shoulder. It's not Hal's shoulder, but Doug, according to your backstory and what I've read, I would assume that you would know who I'm speaking of.
Right. I think as I finish up, I look up. My character is pretty small, so I assume Matt's character Cassius is pretty tall. Matt, how tall did you say your guy was?
6 feet.
Yeah, so I'm just over 5 feet tall. I look up. I finish my prayer and I look up to be Cassius.
Okay. I will say that the hand that you feel on your shoulder could be Cassius's if that's what Cassius decides to do, but it actually is someone near and dear to you that has passed on. That is no longer.
Oh.
I don't want to say who it is, but right. I will say that is.
Well, I think Matt would know. I don't think it matters for these two.
It's up to you if you want to explain.
Yeah. So I guess I mean I look up and I see my son. Yeah. I mean that's the whole reason I joined the Church of Hal. Kind of left my old life behind was because he died trying to follow in the footsteps of of paladins before and trying to help save people's souls and things. So that's the whole reason I left behind. And I won't go too far in my backstory right now, but just what I was doing before and what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I would say that you do see your son. Obviously not him, but you see potentially his spirit or what you presume to be. Uh-oh.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, no. Oh.
Guess who's back?
Jonathan?
Oh, we're back.
We good?
Beautiful.
Sorry, internet cut out.
You're good. And you feel the comfort of your God, not only your God, but your son. Your son doesn't speak to you, but you do feel as if he is communicating to you that it's okay. You tried your best. You did what you could. And you just keep going, keep trying, don't give up, and keep pursuing what you believe to be as good. What is Cassius doing as he finishes tending to this final child?
Like the child that was healed, or the one?
The child that you healed, yeah.
Okay. Well, I noticed that Gwendolyn's having like a tough time over there, because we just lost children. And I do like to think that, like, when a hand is on her shoulder, she does see her son when she looks up, and then like, I, um, when she like has that moment, and after that moment, she like slowly realizes, "Yeah, I am touching her shoulder," basically just trying to comfort her, um, and let her know like, uh, we did all that we could for him. She did do her best, and try to remind her that we've been at this for like 4 years now, and there's countless other lives we've had an effect on that we've saved. So, um, reminder to look at the many rather than the few. You know.
I think this still weighs pretty heavily on my character.
Uh,
We may have saved countless lives in the past, but I'm more concerned about the ones we can't save. That's what I care more about, I think. But you do see that your words are kind of hitting a certain chord with me, where it's definitely helping to ease the pain a bit. But I think this one's going to be, especially, it's going to be a bit rough. Losing a kid, especially after doing this. It's something I've done 1,000 times before, and for some reason this time I just couldn't perform.
As you two are talking with each other, cleaning up, whatever you might be doing, remembering the fallen, um, you hear a man call out your names, um, trying to get your attention. Um, and you look over and you see a tall, slender looking elf. One that you don't recognize, yet he wears the garb of like a sergeant, what would be a sergeant. Um Someone who isn't too high up, but someone who can deliver orders still. Um and he says, Sir Cassius and Sister Gwendolyn, I have orders for you, and hands each of you an individual letter. Um, the I will say that the letters are the same. However, I will send them to you individually. It is up to the two of you. Hold on. Did I just? Okay. There we go. It is up to the two of you if you would like to read those letters. So I just sent one to Matt, and now I will send one to Doug.
I don't think it really matters if we read these out loud. Matt, do you agree, or
yeah, we can read them.
I'll read? It says, by the orders of High Command to Sir Cassius Brightside and Sister Gwendolyn Eldora, orders reach us of a dire situation unfolding in the West, leading to the need of aid for those who live in the region. We've received reports that the Squeaky Duck, an inn of some standing just south of Ironspire, has taken in an influx of travelers coming from Ash, Gatetown, and other small settlements, many of whom who are in need of guidance, healing, and protection. Your orders are as follows. Travel to the Squeaky Duck and assess the situation. Provide assistance where needed, both spiritual and material, to those in distress. Ensure that order is maintained, but do so with a gentle hand. These are not enemies to be vanquished, but weary souls in need of aid. mission is of utmost importance. There is no expectation of conflict, but should difficulties arise, rely on your judgment and the virtues that guide you. Your presence will serve as both a beacon of hope and a reminder that the light does not turn away from those in need. The people await you. Do not delay. Signed, Captain Roderick Thorne. And that
Uh,
Roderick Thorne, is that the guy that we're talking to? I know, the elf.
no.
Okay.
Roderick Thorne. You do know you don't recognize the elf, but you do recognize the name Roderick Thorne. You know him to be the captain of your regiment. However, you know that Captain Thorne is not in Ironwood. Um, you know that he is with a small company elsewhere. You do not know of the whereabouts of where they are. However, you do know with confidence that they are not in Ironspire. Or sorry, Ironwood. A lot of irons.
Yeah.
Um, what do you two do with this information?
I think we got our stuff, or at least I do. I mean, people are in need of healing. I get my stuff ready. I guess before I leave, I talk with the other people in the healing tent or wherever exactly we are, and just let them know that we're off, or at least assuming that's coming with. Let them know that I'm off, or we're leaving, and just kind of take up care of any last bit of healing that needs done before we leave.
Awesome. What about you, Matt? What would Cassius do?
Um, Cassius would help Gwendolyn with everything, like get all our stuff, all our um, equipment, whatever we have, and uh, get her ready to travel. Um, Same as Gwendolyn, help out with all the healing that needs to get done, any last minute things, and also like kind of say a prayer, I guess, to Hal just to guide them along their way and make sure they get to their destination they need to be and help those that they need to.
Awesome. As you guys are communicating with, or talking with other people in the healing tent and around camp, letting them know what you're doing, um, many say that it is actually quite odd that they are sending the two of you alone. However, they don't dare question the judgment of their higher authorities as well as their god, who they presume, and you would probably presume, that Captain Thorne received these commands from either revelation from Hal or from those who do receive that kind of revelation. Um, so you're off. You leave Ironwood, heading southwest, uh, with the blessings of Hal and your fellow servants of Hal to go with you. So let's pan away from Ironwood and let's head far west into the mountains of the Serpent Coast, where we find ourselves in a very like wooded, hilly area, um, full of life and wildlife and other creatures that you would naturally find in a forest. And we find ourselves with a someone that wouldn't be uncommon to the area. However, it is uncommon that this person is by themselves. Um, John, would you please describe to us your character and what you might be doing on just a regular, let's say Tuesday evening, or early, let's say late afternoon? What would your character be doing, and describe to us who they are or whatever information you'd like to tell us.
So my character's name is Hrothgar Cloudrender Uthenukutha. I am a Goliath Ranger. I would venture to say on a Tuesday afternoon or evening, I would be um,
kind of in the mountains amongst like the trees and more wooded areas, and I would just be listening to the sounds of the forest and listening to the animals, the prey, the hunters, the hunted, and taking it all in.
Nice. Say your name one more time so I can potentially work on the pronunciation of everything.
Hrothgar, so it's a very soft H. Hrothgar, Cloud Render, Uthenu Kutha.
Okay.
The reason there's three names, I'll give you all some backstory stuff because I just learned this myself. Goliaths have three names. Their first name is their birth name. Their second name is their like nickname given to them by their tribe, and then their third name is their tribal name, like what their tribe is known by. So it's goes given name, kind of a nickname based off of their deeds or something memorable about them, and then their tribal name. So Hrothgar, Cloudrender, Uthenukutha. Hrothgar is fine when you may or may not interact with me.
Cool. So you are listening to so you're just kind of you're doing a vibe. Give me a vibe check. Roll a d20.
It's a thing.
What am I adding anything?
Don't add anything to it.
14.
Okay, vibes are pretty decent, you know. It's a sunny day. You know, there's squirrels in the trees, birds in the air. It's pretty peaceful. Uh, you know, there's a slight breeze going on, maybe a little too breezy for it to be like warm, but not too breezy for it to be uncomfortable, you know. You are in the mountains, where the temperature is often to be a little colder than, you know, say down in the valley. Um, you're sitting there, you're taking in the views, the um the sounds, the smells. Uh, would I'll let you choose whether or not, you know, would Hrothgar have been here before? You know, he's somebody who grew up in the mountains. He's lived there his whole life. He doesn't leave them very often. I don't know how many times you've traveled up and down the coast. Like, what do you think that you would have been here before?
I'd say I'm not too far away from um, my hut where I live alone. But I'm near some game trails where I know that there will be lots of um, animal activity around me. But I'm not too far off the beaten path. I'm not far from home. I hunted a few days ago, so I am well fed in my home, and I want for nothing.
Okay, nice. Um, John, give me a perception check.
Oof. Perception. That is a. Do I just add my perception? No, wait. And proficiency bonus?
Are you
Or
proficient in
proficient?
perception? Yes. So
I am.
you add
That'd be a 12.
a 12. So with a 12, you hear behind you footsteps. They don't sound to be humanoid in nature. They feel heavy and almost sluggish. Um, but also cautious to you. Um, what do you do with this information?
I would immediately turn around, um, gripping probably my short sword and crouching low, trying to identify who it is.
Okay. Um, as you are sitting there waiting, you hear these footsteps getting closer. You also hear a smaller set of footsteps, two to be exact, actually, two more sets of smaller footsteps. And from the bushes, you see a head of a black bear. So nothing incredibly large, but it is a bear. And you can immediately assume that the smaller sets of footprints that you heard were cubs. Um, give or what would you do? You can tell that the bear knows you're there, and the bear knows that you know that she's there. What do you do?
I would stand up tall. I'm a tall dude, by the way. I'm 8 feet tall. Um, taking my chest, my fist to my chest, I would pump it twice, hold a hand out, say, "Oh, great hunter, fear not. It is I, Hrothgar. You are okay to traverse here with your cubs."
Give me a nature check. Or no, give me animal handling. Sorry, not nature. Animal handling.
That would be a 17.
Okay. With that, the you can tell that the guard of the mother bear actually like drops. You can tell that she obviously is like her cubs are she's with her babies. She's not gonna let her guard down completely, but you can tell that she feels comfortable to have her cubs around you. Perhaps you've maybe even interacted with this bear before. Knowing that you live very close by, you would probably assume that her den is also very close by. You potentially ran into this bear before, or the bear has seen you in these woods before and has seen that you probably aren't doing anything to harm her or any other animals in the area unless it's for food or whatever it might be. She understands the natural order of nature, as would you, and understands that you need to hunt just as she needs to hunt. So, as long as you're not going to be an open threat to her, she won't be an open threat to you. Give me another perception check.
Ooh, nat 20, baby.
With
Nat 20.
a natural 20, you immediately feel the presence of another thing, another creature. You know exactly where this creature is. It is about 20 feet behind you. In a tree, actually. You're a little surprised that you didn't notice that there was someone there before, but you immediately know now, almost like your spider senses tingle. Uh, like I said, they're about 20 feet away. They're in a tree. Uh, and what do you do?
Um, Immediately turn around and try to identify who this person is that suddenly I've just realized is very close to me.
Okay, you see a person in this tree. When they recognize that you know that they're there, they immediately jump down from the tree and put their hands up as if they're not here to harm you. Um, you notice that this is an elf. Uh, one wearing traveler garbs. You know, they look like they've been traveling for quite some time. They don't look super rested or clean in any way. They definitely look like they've been on the road for a while, and they look like they've been looking for you. Um, the person immediately says, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to harm you in any way. I don't want to threaten you or frighten you in any way. In fact, uh, I will even disarm myself to prove that I am not here to be a threat." And he doesn't unsheath his sword, but he does take off the belt that holds his sword and he tosses it probably about 5-ish feet away from him. And he says, he asks, are you the cloud render?
I am.
He says, perfect. You're exactly who I've been looking for. I've studied your people and I know that you can be very elusive, especially for your size, which is quite admirable. Um, I have a token for you. And he pulls out a letter from his pocket. And he reaches out to hand it to you.
I slowly approach and take the letter and say, there are few who know of us cloud renders. Who are you? How do you know about us?
He says, my name is Havard. I too was once a member of a tribe, some might call it. You were separated from your tribe for a different reason that I was separated from mine. However, you and I have common purpose. I know what has happened to you, what has happened to your family, and although I do not have direct relationships with anyone in your family or your tribe, the reason why they were taken from you is the same reason. Is I want to stop those who did that to you, for my own reasons, of course. But I know that you would probably want to do the same. Now I invite you to read that letter, but I will take my leave. All I wanted to do was deliver that letter and leave you to the rest of your day. He puts his hands up again as if he's not going to hurt you, but he does bend down to pick up his sword, and he grabs it and turns to walk away into the forest. I will send you. Let me send you this letter. John, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Friends. There you are. All right. Okay, I just sent you that letter. It is your choice to read it to everybody, or if you want to keep it to yourself.
John's gonna be the one guy that doesn't read it out loud.
I was gonna say, be the one who doesn't read it, or just tell us it says something completely different.
Hrothgar is visibly shaken that this man knows so much about him and reads the letter, does not share it with the party, and
Oh.
and is kind of he's shook. He doesn't know what this person claims to know in this letter. He goes down to a bended knee and looks up at the sky and says, "O Master of the Smiles, grant me a sign if this is what I should do." And he sits and he sits, and slowly a smile comes to his face and says, "Let us be off."
Beautiful.
And
Where are you off? Where are you off to, John?
He's going to the Ducky Inn or the
No,
Squeaky Duck.
the Squeaky Duck. Beautiful. Let's pan away from the Serpent Coast, the mountains and the open skies, and let me describe to you whereabouts the Squeaky Duck is. I believe in Chandler's letter. Also, Chandler, I don't know. It's up to you if you want to share this information, but I don't think we ever vocally said your character's name. Do you want to say it? Yes or no?
Not yet.
You don't want to say it?
Not yet.
Cool. So, like the letter said, I think everyone's letter, other than Chandler's, said
I'll say this.
generally.
I'll say this. The
Okay.
letter was addressed to Thalion.
There you go. So, other than Thalion's letter, I believe that everyone's said generally about where the Squeaky Duck Inn is. It is about a day's travel south of Iron Spire, on the road to Gatetown. Or sorry, I guess that's not south, that's west, and then it goes south. Like I said, it's about generally a day's travel. So as the four of you are traveling, I will say that each of these interactions that we just did, they didn't all take place at the exact same time. They all took place on different days at different times. For example, Cassius and Gwendolyn, theirs probably chronologically happened first. Theirs is you guys are the furthest away. So it would take you the longest to get to the Squeaky Duck. I will say, metagaming here, your letters were all given to you in a time frame that would give you enough time to reach the Squeaky Duck at about the same time. So say, for example, it would take Cassius and Gwendolyn 2 weeks to get there. It would probably only take John 3 days to get there. So, John say that you were all supposed to arrive there, on a specific day. John received his probably 3 days before that specific day. Cassius and Gwendolyn received theirs about 2 weeks before that specific day. And Thalion probably received his probably about a week before that specific day. I know that the letters don't say specifically what day you need to arrive, but they were all given to you with the presumption that you guys would get there generally close to the same day.
Good.
So the four of you, actually, in your travels, never make it to the Squeaky Inn or the Squeaky Duck.
We all die.
The four of you actually have no memory of leaving Ironspire. The four of you actually, as you don't remember specifically exactly where you were, but like I said, you don't remember leaving Ironspire. But you all wake up next to one another. You feel none of you are wearing any clothes other than some tattered rags, or maybe your underwear that was under your clothing or your armor. You're not wearing any shoes. You're not wearing anything other than this armor, and the four of you feel the clasp of cold iron chains around your wrists and around your ankles. You look around, and the four of you don't all know each other, besides Cassius and Gwendolyn knowing each other. But the four of you are all chained together in a chain gang. You also feel a very uncomfortable heat. I guess coming from a source, but it also feels like the heat is all around you. I'm gonna invite you all to this Owlbear Rodeo. Okay, I just sent the link. That picture associated with the link has nothing to do with what's going on, I promise.
That's just the background.
It's just a background that I had to... Okay, admit.
What a way to start.
Admit. Okay, I'm missing.
You.
I'm missing Cassius.
Did you get the link, Matt?
There we go. Chain Devil. Fair enough.
Oh, he didn't change the name.
Okay, you're actually
Okay.
gonna get one more joining right here, I think. Possibly. Where the heck?
One more.
1 sec. It's gonna be the stream. Just
Oh,
keep
for
doing
the
Yeah,
stream.
just keep doing what you're doing. I'll figure this out.
All right. Can everyone see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you all notice to the bottom of your screen, you will notice a line of you. We have a shield representing the paladin being Cassius. We have a bow with 3 arrows and a paw print representing our beloved ranger Rothgar. We have a dagger representing our dear Thalion. And we have a compass or a star representing Gwendolyn, the cleric. As you look around, you see have you guys ever played Doom?
Yeah.
Once or twice.
A very hellish looking area. You know, you look around, you see corpses, you see fire, you see ash, you see lava, and you see there are 3 lines. Like, if you notice on the screen to the left, there is a line leading towards a I don't know what you'd call that. Podium. It's not a podium. They're sacrificial locations. And
Altars,
you
kind
can
of?
altars, yeah. And you see on each of those altars a hooded figure. You can't see any faces or skin or anything. You just see a cloaked figure waiting to receive everyone to their altar. You see statues, and you see other prisoners in chain gangs. You see a group of prisoners directly ahead of you in your line. They are all ushered forward by, in each of the lines, all the prisoners are being ushered forward by a guard at the foot of each of the altars. If you see, there's like a little masked icon at the foot of each of the altar areas. There's also one of those figures directly to your right, and there's also a figure off to your left in front of a tattered tent-looking area. Now, I want everyone to give me a perception check.
I got an 11.
An 11?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
10.
17.
17
Oh, sorry.
from
12.
Matt. 12 from Chandler. Beautiful. Everyone got a high on it. Wait, Doug, what did you say you rolled?
11.
An 11? I'll still give it to you. I needed everyone to roll at least 10 on their perception check. You do notice that in that tent to your left, that tattered tent, you see the guard. It's not like it doesn't look like a guard. It kind of looks like a priest of some kind. They're in like a brown robe with like a rope belt. They are wearing each of them have a club on them. But you see that to your left where that tattered tent is, this guard or priest is putting weapons and armor in there. And you all notice, each of you recognize at least something from your personal arsenal being stowed in there. So you can all probably assume that that is where your things are being kept. You look around, you see that like I said, you're all chained together in a line. What do the four of you do? Like I said, only Gwendolyn and Cassius know each other. Rothgar and Thalion, they don't know anyone. You guys don't know how you got there. You don't know what happened. You guys just wake up and you're here. What do you do?
I guess my character, as we're looking things over, I kind of check myself over, then I call to Cassius, like, "Hey, how we doing?" Kind of see how he's looking. He's the only one I know here, so.
Yeah, I'd say we are. Well, I'd also check myself over, make sure I'm all good, and I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
None of you are wounded, by the way. None of you are wounded. Yeah.
I'm freaking the F out. I hate that I'm chained. I hate that I'm ensnared. I'm just like shaking back and forth. Are the chains on my arms or my legs or both?
Wrists and ankles.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm just like I'm shaking, I'm like banging it on the ground. I'm like twisting back and forth. I'm probably accidentally yanking
He's probably pulling us
Cassius
along.
and
Pulling people around.
Therian?
Thalion.
Thalion. I'm probably yanking them back and forth a little bit. Just
John,
I'm like
give me a
freaking
strength.
out.
Give me an athletics check.
Athletics check.
Are we all like? Is it all four together, or is it like in a line?
It's in a
Open link,
line.
not closed loop channel.
It's in a line.
Pull out
Yeah.
chain together here,
What'd you-
like
Yeah.
What'd you get, John? What did you get?
15.
A 15. John, you are able to notice that as you are shaking around quite violently and quite desperately, you can feel the chains or the clasps around your ankles. They're not broken, but they feel loose.
Okay, then I'm immediately gonna bend down and grab these chains and just pull with all my might, trying to burst whatever chink or crack or weakness I've just sensed in this chain on my legs.
As you do that, if you notice on the screen, there's a guard to your right. Now, John, I'll let you rethink what you're about to do here. If you do it without being stealthy in any manner, this guard will come over and proceed to hit you. So I will let you decide, are you trying to do it stealthily or not? I will say you will, depending on if you succeed or fail your stealth check, potentially worse consequences will happen.
Okay. Before then, can I take an insight check or a perception check?
What are you trying to perceive?
I would like to check out these other lines of prisoners. Are they fighting? Are they willing to die? Are they what are they doing?
You notice, okay, you won't have to roll a perception check because they're obviously, you can just see what's going on.
Okay.
The group of prisoners in the left line who are approaching their altar, their sacrificial point, I guess everyone looks defeated. They know what's about to happen. They know that the chances of them getting out aren't very likely. So they are they're like lambs to the slaughter. They are going without a fight. Not necessarily due to being weakened, but because they do not have hope. What's Thalion doing right now?
That's a good question. I think Thalion right now is kind of doing the same. He's kind of yanking on the chains a little bit, seeing if he can break himself out, and looking amongst the crowd at like what's going on. I think he's screaming like something along the lines of like "Let me go!" Like you should not be doing this to Hal's Chosen is basically what he's screaming.
Okay.
You scream out that Hal's Chosen thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm screaming out like to guards and everyone around me like, I am Hal's Chosen. Let me go. You don't know the wrath you're bringing upon you.
Thalion, you said that you're 7 foot tall.
Correct.
Okay, well, you're probably the closest thing that's going to be able to shield me. I'm going to try and hide behind Thalion when I'm working on prying the chains on my feet to try and evade the guards' gaze looking at us.
Okay. Yeah, because you are standing next to him in line, I would say that it is a little easier to do that. Roll me a stealth check. I will not give it advantage nor disadvantage.
Would I be able to see what he's doing since he's like right in front of me?
Yeah, you'd be able to see that.
Could I cast
John.
guidance?
John.
Oh no.
It doesn't matter. John.
No.
No. Cast what? What are you casting?
Guidance.
John, what'd you
That's a
roll?
1d4.
No,
No.
I rolled a 2.
Oh,
2.
you're done.
And my
I think
stealth.
I still.
You want to cast guidance.
I wanted to cast. I would have. I mean, I would have cast it regard like as he's trying. I see him trying to do it.
Okay, so
I
you
think
would
at this
cast
point,
guidance?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
What
John,
does that do?
you can choose to add a d4 to your roll if you would like.
For the next minute.
For the next minute, you can add a d4 to one of your rolls.
Well, no, it's guidance. They changed it, I think, and I
Oh, did
choose
they?
a skill. Yeah, it's you touch a willing creature and choose a skill. Until the spell ends, the creature adds 1d4 to any ability checks using the chosen skill.
Oh, for a minute. Okay.
Yeah. So it's specifically for what he was trying to do.
So if you decide to make any stealth checks within the next minute, you would also be able to add d4s to those. Matt, did you say something?
I rolled a 9.
Oh.
Ooh,
Well, if I also block
okay.
him, does that affect
With your
anything?
guidance, I have a 9.
Okay.
And you would feel like, because it is a touch spell, so you would kind of feel. I would kind of see what you're trying to do, kind of hide, and you would feel my hands kind of on your back, giving a little bit of a boost.
John, as you bend down to do that, you are making quite a ruckus with your chains. And actually, not only does the guard to your right come over, but the guard to your left at the tent comes over. They come over, both of them to you, and they will both hit you.
Oh, maybe I couldn't have cast guidance on him because I thought he was right in front of me.
Oh, is it within touch?
Yeah, it is I thought he was. I was mixing him and Chandler's characters up, so maybe I wouldn't have been able to cast guidance.
Regardless, he failed.
Right. Yeah.
So, John, they both hit you with their clubs. Where's the dice I need to use? Oh, John, you got lucky.
Somebody cook something.
You're getting
up
lucky. John, take
Oh man.
6 damage, bludgeoning damage. As you're being beaten, you hear a voice coming from the front of the line that you are in say, kind of just like yell at the guards as like a, hey, when you're done beating that lousy oaf, go check the other lines. I want Cassius, Gwendolyn, and Rothgar to all make perception checks. But I want Rothgar to do it with disadvantage because he's being beaten.
Is that still
You
a
just say
D20?
perception.
Yes, I said
it's being
perception.
D20, man. Okay.
And can I ask why Thalion's not doing that?
You'll see in a second.
Okay.
You said that I do it with disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
I got a 15.
Dirty 20.
15 and dirty 20.
19.
With disadvantage,
You got a 19 with disadvantage?
What was your high
And my
roll?
He's
first-
just him.
My
He's just
high
him.
one was an 18 roll, and that would have been a 24.
Dang, Gino.
Oh, have mercy.
Doggy. Okay.
You're rolling like crap for the rest of the night, dude.
Oh, I know.
The three of you recognize the voice that yelled at the guards. Rothgar, you recognize it to be the man who delivered the letter to you in the forest.
Son of a bitch.
Gwendolyn and Cassius recognize it to be the man who delivered the orders to them back in Ironwood.
This was the elf guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
The man you did not recognize, but looked like he belonged there. Chandler, I'm going to message you why you didn't make that perception check.
mean, that makes I can kind of understand why.
Okay. I'm gonna just to avoid confusion. I'm gonna send it to you.
I just realized. You said we don't have any of our stuff.
No, it's all.
You do not, but you still have the ability to cast magic.
Well, because I need a spell casting focus, so I didn't really know if that was like if you're.
I'll allow you in this situation to not require a.
My spell casting focus would just be like the holy symbol I wear. It'd be like a necklace essentially. So I just okay. So
if you have a necklace,
I just
if it's a necklace, I'd say that it probably wasn't taken from you. Really mostly what was taken from you was your weapons and your armor.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Okay, I just sent that to you, Chandler.
Yeah, and that's what I figured. Okay.
Cool. After the two priests hit you multiple times, Rothgar, you took that damage, right? 6 bludgeoning damage. Cool. They both. Hold on. After John has been beaten, the two guards who were there both leave to go check on these two lines here. Now you see that the line off to the left is fully ushered to the pedestal, and you see the hooded figure at the end of the line takes a sacrificial looking knife, very long. It's very long and curved closer to the tip. It doesn't look like a well-made knife. It looks very like, if you think of like Lord of the Rings, I'm going to reference Lord of the Rings a lot in this campaign, guys. One, because I love it, and two, there's a lot of comparable things that I can use in there. If you think of like the Urukai's blade, right? It looks not well made, but obviously like it's sharp and it's going to do what it was made to do. but it looks like there's pieces chipped out of it. It looks almost rusted, stuff like that. That's what this knife looks like. But it's a knife, not a sword. And the hooded figure proceeds to slice first the wrists of each of the people in the chain, and then their throats. And then they are pushed into the lava. You hear them chanting. Gwendolyn, give me a history check.
You're muted, Doug. Muted.
A nat 1? You're muted. But I think I saw you mouth a nat 1.
No, dude, I said nat 20, man. Come on.
I don't know. I don't know. Was that a natural 1?
It might have been. Well, that still comes out. That comes out to a 3, if that changes anything.
No, you received a nat 1.
Okay, well, this dice is going to jail for a little bit.
With a nat 1.
I got a little
jail
Nick
chair.
got that for me.
Timeout.
Little timeout.
I love that. I love that.
Comes with a little. You can't really see it, but it says dunce on there.
Oh
Little
my
red
gosh.
So that one's going to jail for a little bit.
Yes.
With that natural 1 on your history check. For the rest, I don't know. I don't want to give something too not great.
But just roll with advantage. I don't know.
Yeah, your next 3 rolls of 3 rolls of my choosing will have disadvantage.
Oh.
It could be your next roll. I will say by the end of this session, if I have not used all 3 of those tickets or whatever you want to call it, they will fizzle and they won't transfer to next session.
Okay.
You're just the victim this session.
You were trying to. You could clearly hear like what they were saying. You just didn't understand the chant. You didn't know what they were saying. You could hear it, but you couldn't understand it. But everyone in this line is now dead. They were all sacrificed. Actually, as they're chanting, I want Cassius to also roll me a history check.
A 3.
You can't tell what they're saying either. Is that with modifier?
Yeah.
Wait, what's your modifier?
1.
Okay, so you rolled a 2. I was about to say, are you just trying to play off? You just trying to play off that you got a nat 1?
Yeah, saved by 1. Saved by 1.
Don't even worry about it, dude. Don't even worry about it.
You all feel a magical pull on your chains. You feel yourself move a little closer to the end of the line.
No, just no.
Oh my
hell no.
What do you guys do?
Well, the guards are away now. Are they far enough away that if we start yanking on chains, we're not going to be causing problems?
It's up to you.
Okay, I'm going to turn to them and say, can any of you break these chains right here, right now?
Would we... Well, no.
Sounds like a no to me.
Can I?
Would it be a strength check?
What are you trying to do with that check?
Break the chains.
How?
You're trying to break the chains. How are you trying to break them?
Grab them and just yank them.
Yank on them. Okay, give me an athletic.
They're already loose.
Well, that's what John felt. That's what John felt.
But he yanked on him, didn't he already?
Well, he yanked on his own.
I yanked on my chain.
His chain fell.
On his
chains.
I hit the class. Yeah.
The
So I mean, you're
clasp
all.
on his ankles are loose.
Can I break his chains?
Huh?
Can I break John's chains?
Well,
You can
I don't
sure
necessarily
try.
know if you would know. If his
Well,
would
yeah,
change.
that's a good point. John, have you communicated to the group that you have broken, or that you might be able to break your chains, that they feel loosey-goosey a little bit?
I was a little busy getting my ass beat, but I will now say that check your foot chains. I just felt that mine are loosening. Check them right now.
Yes, yeah. I mean, check them out.
Okay. None of you feel like your chains are particularly like loose in any way. The reason why John's felt loose is because of his strength check or his athletics check. Whatever he did seemed to pry on them enough or damage them potentially enough to feel looser than they were.
And sorry again, where did you say that the guy was that had our gear? Or looked like he had
Uh,
our gear?
Tent,
the
bottom left.
Our stuff's
Bottom
in the
left
tent.
Oh, it's in
corner
the
of
tent?
the
That's right there.
in that tent. Yes.
Can we all try to like pull out of this line and just book it for the tent? I mean, at this point, we're
that's
closer
you-
to the tent than the guards are.
Or are we like stuck?
Is this to scale like
Find
all
out.
the like, 5 each
Yeah,
block here is
each
5
block
foot?
is 5 feet.
Correct.
So
Correct.
it's about 60 feet from to the thing, and about the edge of the altar. It's about 50 feet to the edge of the altar.
I will say that none of you are in active combat, so I guess I'm not going to use like the movement rules that you would use in combat, at least not yet.
Okay.
So for your so that you're aware, Matt, it's kind of similar to Baldur's Gate. Each turn you only have a certain amount of movement, and it's the same way in combat. Yeah, I believe you should have
30,
actually
I
as your race, I don't know what your movement is.
It's 30.
Is it
These are
30?
me, which are all there should be. So yeah.
I think we're all about. I think
Um,
John's the only one that has
so-
5 more.
So in combat you can move 30 feet. We're not in combat right now, so I'm not
Well,
going to follow those rules until we are in combat. So depending on what you guys do next, you might end up in combat, you might not. We'll find out.
let's see if I don't really have.
I think we should all try to book it to the tent.
Are you communicating that to us, or
I'm
are you...
communicating that to you. Like, in the group, I'm like, we need our stuff. Like, let's go.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'm going to start
think
running
agree.
towards it.
You're going to start booking it. Does everyone else do the same?
I'm booking it with
Yeah,
him.
I mean, I think my character realizes that I'm kind of stuck with these guys, and they want to really go. So
We have an 8-foot and a 7-foot
do
dude
much
who are
without mine.
sprinting. I'm pretty sure little Granny.
I'm saying
Just
I'm,
getting
one other dude
dragged
I'm
along.
getting drugged. Just
Yeah.
carry her.
I'm
You're not.
5'2" at the end of the lines here, so
Okay.
I'm going whether I want to or not.
This is what I'm going to make happen. Everyone needs to roll me an acrobatics check. Okay? You need to beat a 10. Doug, I'm giving you disadvantage.
Oh, dude, I don't need it, bro. I'm not making this check.
Did you roll?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh.
Acrobatics,
Yes.
19,
With disadvantage.
17, and an 18 plus 2.
Okay. What did Cassius get?
14.
14. What did Rothgar get?
Acrobatics. I'm not proficient in, so that's 22.
Yeah, I'm not proficient
John.
in this thing.
I'm not proficient in it, but I got 22.
I
What'd
rolled
you
a
roll?
19. I rolled a 19.
Oh,
I rolled a 19.
my. What did Thalion get?
Thalion got a 3.
Oh,
With
brother!
modifier.
With your modifier.
Oh,
Okay. As
That
you
was-
are running,
That was the
see
second-
that corpse laying on the ground there?
Oh, no. Yeah.
As you're running, Thalion trips on it.
Brother.
And because of that, the rest of you don't fall over, but you definitely stop. And the tripping and the jangling of chains has definitely alerted those around, or the guards. Everyone roll initiative.
Son of it. I apologize. Why is all I'm seeing?
What's an initiative?
Just roll d20.
This is
So
your
and then
order
add
in
your
combat.
dex.
It's basically
Oh.
the turn order. So you're gonna roll a d. So most everything is gonna be rolled with a d20.
Just roll.
For initiative, you're gonna roll a d20 and you're gonna add your dexterity modifier to it.
Dexterity. Okay, so +1.
Nat
There
20.
should be a spot on your sheet that says initiative on it, Matt, toward the top.
Oh, it says 11.
11.
It's like in the middle, right?
Initiative is.
I don't know where it is on that sheet, but yeah, it should be
just
at
roll
the top.
just roll 20 and then add a dex to it
Okay, so 10.
with modifier added.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, and you add your dex, right?
Correct.
You don't add proficiency.
No sure.
16 for
so.
my.
Okay,
Correct.
hold on, everyone. Remember, don't lose your number.
I'm at 14. I don't know if I told you or not.
I know that there's a way to add initiative to this, but I don't know how.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's off.
Is it under combat? Do you have to switch to combat mode? Because right now we're just in standard.
I don't think that we can do it.
I know you. Maps. Notes. Collection.
It should be on the side with players, if I remember right.
Yeah, it is, but there's like a second tab that gets added.
Yeah.
And so you need to add it to combat somehow. I don't know how you do that though, but
It's been a minute since I've used Owlbear.
Let's see. So there's invite players, manage players, and player permissions. Manage players. That is not it. It's not. It's not invite.
Is it on the right side? Because you should have a lot more options than us on the right.
Yeah, there's a
drop
couple. So let's see. There's fog. There's select. There's move. Measure, pointer, text, undo. Do I seriously have to buy?
You shouldn't have to buy for a premium, because last time I used Owlbear, I used the initiative tracker, and I didn't ever pay for it. Unless they changed it, because it's been a lot. It's been a
tokens on
while.
the map, then select each token you want to participate in combat and add them to the initiative tracker using the add to initiative option. Usually accessible by right-clicking on the token.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And are we up against this body here, or are we back?
Oh yeah, let me move you guys where you're at.
Well, I mean, do your thing first.
I would say you're all looking like that. I would say while you guys are in your chain, so if you see this general line that's going on, right? Let me use. So you've got this general line that's going on, right? You guys can move within 5 feet of that line. So for example, you guys could be like that.
That makes sense.
But like you couldn't do that.
That makes sense.
So yeah, you have to be within 5 feet of the person you are next to. But you need to remember who you are next to. Because so like for example, it couldn't end up like that.
Makes sense.
It needs to stay like in this order. And Thalion is prone.
I rolled a nat 20 on initiative.
I don't think that is possible, but I guess you did it. Well, that is
because you're prone, dude.
I'm immediately aware that I fell flat on my ass and immediately get back in it.
Oh man, hope nobody saw that.
There is no add to initiative. Okay, I'll just write it down myself.
I know there's a way to.
There is a way, because we've done it in our other one.
I've done it.
It's all good. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, actually, we don't need it right now necessarily.
Yeah, I'll play with it some more after this. But I'm right-clicking and there's no way to add to initiative. Okay, let me pull up my notes.
Do you have the initiative tracker extension installed?
I don't. I probably need to do that.
That's what it says, is you need initiative tracker extension, and then you can right-click and add to initiative.
Okay. I'll do that next time.
Yeah, so we don't really need it right now.
Okay, initiative. Okay. What? Let's go. I'm gonna go in order of the position you guys are in my screen. What did Cassius get?
10.
Cassius got a 10.
It was too bright.
What?
I just saw it.
What did Granny Gwen get?
14.
A 14. So you are right there. Gwen with a 14. What did Rothgar get?
Rothgar got a 16.
Cool. Rothgar. You said a 16?
Yep.
And what you said you got a nat 20?
I think it should be something like I trip on it,
No.
but just happen to like accidentally stumble into a roll and just pop back up. But it immediately makes all that sound
really athletic.
really cool, but was completely accidental.
Yeah.
I like that.
But made enough sound that all the guards are like, "What the heck was that?"
Stallion got a 20. Yeah, so all right, this is what I will give you. I'll let you choose with a nat 20. You either get to prevent yourself from going prone, or I'll give you a reaction to do something before combat officially starts. So technically you'd get like 2 turns other than movement.
I'm gonna go ahead and prevent myself from going prone.
Okay.
I think that's more of a problem.
I think that's funny. The fake fall.
The fake fall.
The perfect roll.
I like that. I will say also with movement, since you all this is what I'm going to do for movement. So I've seen people do when they do combat, they basically do like everyone does their turn, like all the good guys do their turns and then all the bad guys do their turns. It kind of gives everyone the opportunity to like bounce off of each other and do like kind of like strategize. So like for example, Cassius might say, I want to go and, jump and grapple this guy. And then so that would be his turn. He would take his turn first technically. And so he'd say, I want to go grapple this guy. And then, Rothgar might say, okay, cool. As you're grappling him, I'm going to come and punch him in the face or whatever. And then, along with other things that you can do in your turn. So for movement,
would you allow us? I was just gonna say, would you allow us to all take our turn at the same time if we're all booking it towards the tent still?
Yes, but in an order. So for example, so you'd still have to go in initiative order. So far the way that it all is Stallion, Rothgar, Gwen, and Cassius. So like you can all move at the same time, but like when it comes to actions, you guys need to take actions in turn order.
Which makes sense. Okay. So like, are we all in agreement that we're all still booking it to the 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug, you're still muted, dude.
I know, dude. Freak off, man. I'm trying to eat dinner. I don't want to be chewing on mic, so
I think we all
keep
just
forgetting about it.
we're all booking it, and I don't think I can make it. So I think I'm gonna have to take dash action to make it, because I think 5
you'll be
short.
fine.
Where
We're not
do you
talking
consider tent?
Wait, hold on.
I think either way it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm still 35, and I need to be.
I will say only 2 of you can fit in there at a time.
So I might just take my standard run and just be a little bit shy of the tent, and then maybe the front 2 can
dash in.
Is this a very big tent?
I said only 2 of you can fit.
Yeah, so like
where?
how big?
When do we enter the tent? Is it right?
To be honest, it doesn't.
Right here?
To me, it doesn't really matter.
As long as you're just touching it.
As long as we kind of get.
As long as you're touching it. As long as it's on the front side, so as long as you're like on this side of the tent. Like, so you obviously can't get in the tent from back here or over here or over here. But if
Okay.
you're on this front side, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to use dash action to get there. But
I did too. I think.
Doug, how far are you from it?
I'm gonna go back to the measure. I should be 30. Yeah, I'm exactly.
Okay, John, are
Well,
you 35 from it?
I am 35 from it, and my
So-
speed is 35.
So if we both walk up there, then Doug and John could both get in the tent, and I could stand outside because of the 5-foot difference. And then I wouldn't
And we
have to
could
use
use
dash
our
action.
action.
You could use your
we could
action
use
to
our
get
action
your
to
stuff.
grab our stuff. Yes.
DM, is it going to take
Yeah.
an action to grab stuff, or does it take an action to put it on?
Are we using actual like armor, like Dawn and Dolph rules?
And that's
or-
what I was asking. Is Dawn and Doff takes a long time?
So I will not do the Dawn and Doff rules. John, you're in the 5th dimension. Oh wait, no, you're back.
Welcome back. You're just in the books now.
Dawn and Doff rules I will not use.
Okay.
But I will say like picking up your items is an action.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I think if we all book it,
And it's not picking up individual items. It's like
you pick
if
up
you're
everything
picking
in
up,
one.
you're picking up everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I say we book it up, and then Doug and John can get their stuff this turn because they'll both still have their action. And then I actually, honestly, will probably still use dash to get as close as I can, so that I can use my action next turn.
I will say if one of you cannot make it, like if it
Well, we
means
can all-
that if you're all still following the 5-foot rule and one of you still can't make it, then like you can't go any further.
So I think like if I go,
Well, we can all get.
if I go 30
So like
here, John can go. I mean, Doug can go. Yeah, John, you're at 35 right there. And
Well, that's
then,
too far from the chain, though.
Right.
Well, at 30 right there.
Well, that he's touching the very edge of the tent. You said that matter that counts, or
Right here does not count. So this square, this
So, yeah,
square,
if I
and this
dash,
square
I can
are
be
the
right
furthest
there.
you can
And then Doug,
Just
if you're at
35 feet from
30,
me.
does that considered in the tent right there?
be. Yes.
And then Matt, you need to go 35.
Matt, you
or
Well,
no,
no,
actually, he
'cause
can do 30 because that still works right there.
I'd have to,
well,
He can do 30
yeah,
and still be
that's,
there.
that's as far as he can go, unless we go. You could dash again. Oh, it wouldn't matter really.
If
I
he
mean, 'cause
does
it's actual
30, he's
speed.
still there. He can't go inside anyways. So, I mean,
If
You
I
do that.
now, so I mean,
you
'Cause I
click the
don't think my
measure
character
tool
would've-
on the right.
Uh-huh.
And then
I
you
think
can
realistically,
click the movement at the top.
my character. So I don't even have any real weapons with my character. I'm like, I do a lot of support. So would I be able to run in? I would be pretty familiar with Cassius's gear. Would I be able to throw him his stuff to put on?
That would be your action, but yes.
Right, okay.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna do that instead then.
And then I would probably, if we do that, I'm probably. I won't make you do any sort of dexterity check, Doug, but I probably would have Cassius do some sort of check to catch it. And so if he doesn't succeed the check, then it will drop within reach of him, but he would have to
Yeah,
use
'cause
his
I'm,
action.
I'm
to pick
pretty
it.
much just kind of tossing it out to his general direction, like helping him get ready.
Yeah.
I'll allow that. Yeah.
So, Doug, is that what you. I guess. I
All
already
right, yeah.
used.
Cool.
I
Well, so
start
we're
and
all
I already
there.
used dash, so I'm
So
done with
you
my turn.
use so Thalion used his turn. Rothgar, it is your turn.
so you did my 35 feet into the tent. Then I still get an action and a bonus action because that's my distance, that's my speed.
Mhm.
35.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. For my action, I'm grabbing all my stuff. Quick throw on my armor, grab my weapons, everything. And then I'm going to.
I'm gonna screw it up for us,
Look
guys,
up-
but I gotta ask. We're still chained, so can we even put our stuff on?
Oh, it's
I
true.
will say currently you cannot put your armor on. but you
We can hold weapons though,
You
right?
can hold weapons. But I will
So,
say, if you are swinging at a bad guy, you will have disadvantage
so
So
until the chains are broken.
Just break our
how tight are
chains.
the chains? Is it like we have like a bit of space, or is it like they're like pretty close together?
Hold on, I can't see you. Say that again.
I'm saying, so like, are we like bound like pretty close, or do we have a bit of movement in the chain here?
I would say there's a little bit of movement in the chain, probably not more than like your shoulder width. So obviously
Well,
you
I'm
can't.
more so asking, I guess, because I know Matt, you use a sword and shield, right?
Yeah.
For that kind of stuff, because my character does kind of do a similar thing. Would we be able to hold the shield and the sword, or is it just like you have just the weapon?
I would say when it comes to like a sword and shield situation, you can only hold one.
Okay.
You can only hold one weapon and or shield.
But I mean, at
So
this
if you
point, if
have
we, I mean, this is for us to decide. But at this point, if you have a weapon, you could
your
possibly use that to help us break out.
your chances of
True.
breaking chains are a lot higher if you have your weapons.
And is that going to
Okay.
cost us an action or a bonus action to try to break out?
I will let the breaking of chains be a bonus action.
Okay, and it's obviously going to be some kind of check.
Breaking the chains with the weapon a bonus action, or just breaking the chains in general?
So if you're not using a weapon, your roll is going to be at disadvantage.
Okay.
But it's still
If
a bonus action.
yes,
Okay.
but if you are using a weapon, depending on the weapon, you will have either just regular roll or advantage. So, for example, if you have like a hammer, you're probably going to have advantage on. I'll probably say bludgeoning weapons will have advantage on that check. If it's like a slashing or a piercing, it'll be a regular roll. And if you're doing anything other than bludgeoning, would be a regular. And then if you're not using a weapon, it's gonna be disadvantage.
So can I actually, for the end of my turn, use my while they're all inside? Can I be sitting there trying to break my chains with just my hands? Obviously,
with your bonus action?
With my bonus action.
Sure. Give me yeah, give me or hold on, let me okay.
So just gonna be straight up strength check or
yeah, give me a athletics check. Well, how are you trying to break your chains?
I am literally just like this and maybe a little bit of twisting, like just trying to snap it.
Yeah.
So
Give
athletics,
me
you said?
athletics with disadvantage.
Okay. So I just rolled one then. 18. Actually, that's not true. 18 plus 4. So 22.
You tell me how you break your chains.
Blow them bitches
Yeah,
right
literally
off.
just like I'm just screaming outside. And I think to make it more fitting with the character, I'm like screaming like, by the power of Hal, I break these chains and just like shatter these things in front of me. And immediately I'm like, blessings from Hal.
Cool. Yeah, you are out of your chains.
Does
Now
that
it's
mean
the-
Doug is also free?
So this is what I will say.
So does that just break me off of Doug, but
So
Doug still has
with-
the manacles on him and stuff?
With where you are, you're at the end of the chain. So you are separate and the other three are still together. So for example,
Well,
if you
I
did
was
break your
third.
chain and like Rothgar broke his chain, he's the second in line, then him and
So did Doug and I
he-
switch places? Because I was third.
Well, no, I think.
Wait,
Well,
I thought you were. Oh no,
I
you
was
were
third.
third.
So
So does that
Yeah,
just mean
so-
that Doug is separated from the group but still
I-
has the stuff on his arms and legs?
He still has the stuff on his arms, but Doug is separated from
The
the
chain.
chain. The other two are still chained together and have their clasps on.
okay.
It is okay. So after, and that's your turn. So after Thalion, Rothgar.
So, sprinted in. I grabbed my stuff. I haven't gone to put any of it on or anything, but as my bonus action, I'm gonna say out loud, "Oh, great ones, bless me with my ancestral powers," and I feel a deep, ancient magic swirling within me, and I will teleport 30 feet away using my clouds jaunt.
Okay. as you teleport, you are removed completely from your chains. The chains do not come with you. Honestly, if you were to like see the faces of like whoever is in charge, it'd be like, why didn't we take that into account, guys? Like, like we're gonna discuss this in the next board meeting.
Where was Risk
I'd
on
be
that
like-
one?
Yeah. And so the chains.
And then I don my armor and grab my swords, and I'm ready to go.
Okay. But I will count. That is an action to use that, right?
It's a bonus action to use my Cloud's Jaunt. So my action will be.
Oh, okay.
It's
And then your
a
action is
bonus
putting it.
for his
Okay.
class.
So
Or
I'm
for his,
fully
for his
kitted.
race.
That's for my
Okay.
race.
Is that
Cool
once per
beans.
long rest? Is that what that is, John?
Twice per long rest, and it goes
Twice.
up in later levels.
That's kind of crazy, actually.
That's really cool.
That's cool, actually. Okay. It is now Granny Gwen's turn.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. I'll reach in. I see. Obviously, I kind of see that my stuff is there, but I immediately go for Cassius's gear, and I kind of give him a heads up and toss at least his sword and his shield to him.
Okay.
I guess I'd probably toss all of it to him as a pack, but you know.
Cassius, give me a. Catching something would probably be a dexterous thing to do, yeah?
Probably I mean, if you're going for maybe acrobatics.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check.
Like it's...
8.
8. You do not catch, like, he kind of tosses it to you. You're, like, kind of startled, like, oh, shoot, I wasn't expecting this. And then, like, it drops to the floor next to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to break out as a bonus action too.
Beautiful. I'm guessing you're not using anything, correct?
I'm just my hand. I don't have my stuff yet.
Okay, give me a strength check with disadvantage.
That is going to be a 18.
Wow.
With
17 and a
disadvantage?
19, dude. With 17 and a 19.
Wowzers!
Wow.
What does that look with your granny
Yeah,
strength?
seriously,
How does
Granny.
that look?
How's Granny doing this?
Granny's kind of swole.
No, not at all, actually. I
I'll
think
be praised.
It's the baby oil.
I think it might, because wasn't Chandler's character right in front of me?
Uh-huh.
And you did
Yes,
break
because you were
out?
in the back of the line. Yes.
I'd like to think that maybe his chains kind of just loosened, or kind of
Loosened it up for you.
we'll say, yeah, a little bit, because my character's not very strong, and I'm an older. I'm in my 60s, so I like to think that they were maybe a little knocked loose, I guess, or something from him breaking out. So I just kind of give him a quick pull, and it just kind of pops apart.
Okay, I like that. And you've already used your movement, and you've done your
Yeah,
action
I'm
and your
completely
bonus
done.
action. Okay, it is now Cassius's turn.
Would picking up my stuff be an action? Would that be like
Correct, it is. Yeah.
okay? I don't see any point in picking it up right now since I'm still chained.
I mean, you could
Well,
pick it
could
up
you-
and
could
hold
use
the
your
weapon
weapons
to break free and not have disadvantage anymore.
I don't know how that would look. Okay.
Well, I
Yeah, I'll
mean, if
pick
you're
up my
like
sword.
picking it up and like sticking in between or something, trying to
Yeah.
pry it.
I'll pick up my
Yeah, you
sword
just take your sword and cut your hand off, dude. It
Yeah.
falls right off, actually.
Whoa.
Easy.
Solve that problem.
Yeah, no longer chain.
One problem at a time.
Sorry, Matt. What do you do?
No, you're good. I'll just pick up the sword as my action and then cut my chains as my bonus action then.
You're gonna try and cut your chains,
Or break my chains.
break your chains,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. Okay. Roll a strength check. No advantage or disadvantage. So just roll and add your whatever your strength modifier is, or an athletics modifier. Sorry.
Not strength.
Yeah. Do athletics.
It will be the same.
It should be
It'd
the
be the
same.
same or better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
If
same
you
or
had
better.
proficiency,
So.
you'd have better.
Well, strength I have 5 for proficient. 5.
No,
and then
not
my
with-
athletic 3.
Well, not with
No,
strength. Not,
Strength
not
you
a
should have-
saving throw.
Not a saving
You should have a
throw.
Oh wait,
3.
I'm saying
You should have a 3 to strength.
3. Oh yeah, 3. Yeah, I got it.
And then if you're acrobat, are you proficient with athletics?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
So
Then
then
you should
you
have
can
a-
add
no,
your
no,
proficiency
no,
bonus.
Okay, so just 3.
Okay, so
Okay.
D20 plus 3.
Yeah. Yep.
What is it?
23.
Oh, wait. So you rolled a nat 20?
At 20. Yeah.
We up.
How do you
Okay.
just say that without
Yeah.
saying
Yeah, it's
like,
like, oh,
dude,
it's just 23.
the humble
Modifier is a
Cassius.
3. I got a
The humble
23. It's not a big
Cassius.
Yeah,
deal.
good. Oh, that was easy.
Okay, with that, I will allow you all of your movement back.
Wow, that's actually kind of crazy.
So
what was that?
if-
You got what?
he gets, Cassius gets all of his movement back. So if he would like to move again on his turn, he can.
Everybody knows that we're in combat right now, right?
Correct.
The mundo.
Oh.
So you are out of your chains. Hal has blessed you with the energy to move once more.
I guess I'll move up here with Hrothgar.
Just move the full
Cool.
30.
Yeah, I can move the full 30.
Yeah, doesn't hurt you.
Cool. Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh, come on.
I also equip all my stuff right now, right? Like I have my shield stuff on. Oh, yeah.
You can have it all equipped.
You're just so strong.
Yeah. Let me add a little something right here. Cool. Okay.
The hell is even that?
What?
You see this character.
Ooh.
Run that way. Let me make sure I'm using all the movement I can. And you see him pull a crossbow from beneath his robes and fire it at this guy in front of him. Directly in front of him.
Oh.
Let me make sure I am adding everything I needed to add. Okay. And he will hit
On who?
on
On the other mask in
This-
front of him?
on this guy.
Wait,
This
what?
guy.
That's closest to us.
Dude, he's our ally, bro.
The hell's going on?
What the?
And that do we know who that guy is?
Is that the elf guy?
Presumably he's the guy who delivered the letters to you.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And he will shoot that guy he's not even looking at him, and all you guys see is just a crossbow bolt go clean through his head, and this guy just like drops. Just no reaction to anything hitting him. He just goes lifeless, hits the dirt, and he is dead.
Wow.
And that is that guy, and he is dead. Okay, now it is the bad guy's turn. This guy here is seeing you running at him, and he too will pull a crossbow from beneath his loins, and he
It's a little questionable.
let me make
He
sure.
can keep his loin crossbow to himself.
Where does he keep it?
It's the crotch bow.
Where does he keep it?
And if he wants to share a little bit.
Oh.
Okay, John does a Is that a 7 or a natural 1? That is a 7. Does a 10 hit?
No.
Okay, he fires a crossbow bolt at you, and it whizzes past your head. You can tell that he's firing at you, but he does miss. Then these guys are just going to... they're going to run over here. They're going to use their dash actions. And that is it for the bad guy's turn. Let's go back to everyone's turns. Valiant, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna step 1 in, use my action to put on my stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and dash again. Oh, I can't dash because I used my action
What was your action?
to put my stuff on.
Oh.
Well,
Wait, no, you don't need to. You don't
Why?
need to use an action for that.
Why?
I thought we did.
Yeah, you
Or was
did.
that just because we were chained?
I didn't have my stuff.
Because we're not doing the Dawn. Oh, I guess Dawn and Doff is time, not turns, yeah?
Yeah, well, because
Yeah, but
that's what you said
yeah,
earlier.
you
was
said that we were
that
gonna use
it would
action to
take
put
an
your
action,
equipment on.
That's right, yep.
So yeah, so I
'cause
use my
otherwise
action.
it's like 10 minutes to don heavy armor, I think is what it
Yeah.
is.
So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and just use my action to put my stuff on, and then I guess I'll use the other 25 feet back. Yeesh, way. Yeah, there you go. End of my turn.
Okay, Rothgard is your turn.
All right. I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on. I don't know how to select this guy right here.
Yeah, it's just a point.
You can use the little pointer thing, yeah. Okay, Hunter's
Can you
Mark
see
on
that?
that guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then let me see. I'm pretty sure I can not. Okay. Then I'll just pull out my longbow. I'll move like 15 feet here. Pull out my longbow and attempt to shoot him.
Okay, go for it.
Oof. Is it what I roll plus
Roll
dex?
plus attack.
It's your dex plus your proficiency bonus.
If you're proficient with the bow.
You should be proficient with the bow, right?
Yeah,
I
I
would
think he
assume
is.
it's your starting weapon.
I'm
And
okay. So sorry.
there's a
My
spot next to
proficiency.
your. Said make sure just write this down for next time.
Uh-huh.
Next to your weapon, there should be an attack, and yeah, I think there might be a damage one there too. So it should be whatever your dex modifier is plus your proficiency bonus because you should be proficient with this weapon. So what's your
Okay,
dex
I
modifier?
thought dex is +3 and then
Okay, so
my
you should have
proficiency is
+5 to
+2.
hit.
Yes.
So yeah, you add 5 to
Does
that
a
roll.
12 hit?
A 12 does hit.
Oh, okay. Well, because he has the Hunter's Mark, that's 1d6 of force damage plus my 1d8 of my longbow.
Okay. Do your worst.
Do we add? Is there a damage bonus to this, like 5e or no? I don't remember.
I don't.
Because in 5e it would be like if I'm rolling a, let's just say he's rolling his with his dex, it would be to hit. It would be a +5 and then a +3 to damage because of his dex modifier.
No damage.
Okay.
It's only to attack. No damage.
So I got a 3 on my 1d6 and then a 7 on my 1d8, so 10 damage.
Okay. He looks like
Did you add Hunter's Mark to that?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
he
did.
did.
Okay.
he looks. What does that? So you don't kill him, but you deal a lot of damage to him. What does it look like when you hit him?
I'm gonna say that it hits him like square in his chest, and like I
Ooh.
just hit him with a bow, a
Right.
longbow, which is powerful.
That
So
would
it
hurt.
definitely like not only hurts because he has an arrow sticking in him, but he got knocked back a little bit.
Oh, probably, most definitely, yeah.
He definitely got socked via arrow.
Yeah. So he gets hit. Everyone could hear the thud of it hitting his chest. You hear him wheezing and gasping for air. It probably knocked the wind out of him. He probably also has a collapsed lung, to be honest. Like, he is rightfully messed up. As you hear that, the sound of him gasping and wheezing and writhing in pain, what would Gwendolyn do?
Which one? I'm sorry. Which one did he attack? I was looking at my spell.
It
The one right,
is
that one right there. Okay.
this guy, yeah. So you can attack him or you can attack anybody, but it's up to you.
Well, I'm gonna grab my stuff first as my action.
Cool.
From the tent here, and then I am. Well, I'm here, so 30 from here would be. I'm gonna go 25 feet. Put myself right in the middle of. Right in the middle of
Crew?
everybody. Huh?
Just the crew right in the middle of
Yeah,
everyone?
right in the middle of them. So I've used my action and pretty much all of my movements. I don't have much in the way of bonus actions. Yeah, I think for right now that's gonna be it.
Cool. All right. Next up would be the old Cassius. What does my main man do?
Do these guys have health? Like, health bar or no?
You don't know.
Well,
how
we wouldn't
close
know
he
what-
Not
checks.
one that you can see.
Okay.
Yeah, they do have a health, but we just don't know what it is.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna.
Yeah, everybody has a health bar above their head, just displaying how much.
I'm trying to see. Spell slots, they reset after a long rest, right?
Correct move.
Yes. Are you going to go for a smite? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, not a smite.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe divine failure.
Yeah, I will
I'm just saying, 'cause
say
you have a free cast of divine smite. Is all I'm saying.
Of what?
You have
You
a
get the
free
free
cast of
cast.
divine smite for being a paladin.
Oh, I do.
Once per long rest.
Yeah, once per long rest, is a free cast, and then you expend spell slots regularly. I don't know how that works with upcasting.
It's not specific in
I
the
would-
book, so
Yeah, it doesn't say.
I'm sure there's a
So-
ruling somewhere.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there is, but I don't know what it is, so I'm not going to say one way or the other. But I think right now you only have level 1 spells.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I got all my spells listed out here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just so everyone's aware, if you used any spell slots or lost any health in your prologue scene, it took you guys multiple days to travel. You long rested for sure within that travel time. So
Was my beating while I was chained count as
Hell
my
no,
that's
don't.
not your
Yeah,
prologue.
you know that don't count. That's why you asked it.
Get your ass back
Oh.
down. Nice. No, don't. Hey, they always say that there's no such thing as a stupid question other than the question you don't ask. That was a stupid question.
That
though.
was a stupid question.
I mean, shit, can't even argue. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm gonna. Cassie sees this lone guy out here, so he's gonna move all the way over here.
Beautiful.
free castings are always at the lowest level slot they can be.
No!
Oh, that kind of blows.
Especially for a paladin, like, well, I don't know. I mean,
You still get a free level 1 smite for no reason.
That's
yeah,
true.
but at higher
Smite-
levels, that's
At
just
higher
kinda,
levels, it's not going to do much. But
Unless that does
if
change.
you're out of
we're getting
if you're out of spells,
we're
it
getting
doesn't.
lost.
And
Do you
I
choose
will-
if you use the free casting or not, or is it just the first one's free always?
I think you'd have to choose it.
if there is a rule, and it's not what I'm about to say, this is the rule for this session. If you have a free casting, like in Matt's instance, he can choose whether to use a spell slot or use the free cast.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, my hunter's mark was a free cast.
Okay. To start out for my action, I'm gonna swing with my long sword at him.
Okay, so you would roll a d20 and add your proficiency bonus and your strength modifier to that d20 roll to see if you would hit. So this is just to see if you would actually hit. It's not to deal any damage yet.
So I do D20.
D20, and then
Uh-huh.
you would roll that, and then you would add your proficiency modifier and your strength modifier to it.
Proficiency modifier.
It should be +2.
You should have a +5 to hit because you should have a 3 in strength.
Yep. So roll your d20 and add 5 to it.
Okay. 18.
18 hits.
Oh.
So now what is the hit dice on a? It's a longsword. What sword are you using?
Longsword.
It's a
Should be
long
1d.
sword.
I think it's 1d8.
1d8 and then +2 for slash. Why do I have that?
Yeah.
Slashing.
So roll yourself
Oh,
a
yeah.
d8.
And then add 2 to it.
No.
Well, because it says damage. Well, Chandler and I filled this out, and then that's what I put.
It should be.
why.
That
Should
sounds
be-
right.
That's how it is. In 5e, that's how it is. But Chandler was just saying
20,
that's
I
not
just
how
looked
it
it up.
works.
2024, you do not add proficiency bonus to damage. You only add it to attacks.
But not proficiency bonus. You add your damage modifier.
No, from what I read. No. I will double check, but from what I read,
It doesn't.
in
It doesn't look like
2024 it
there's
is only to attacks.
Sorry. Okay.
Is it parentheses 2 or is it just +2?
It says +2.
Is
1d8.
that might have been from your longsword mastery.
Longsword
It's like a fighting
mastery.
style or something.
Dueling.
It's fighting style, dueling. That's what it was. Yep,
Yeah,
dueling.
that's what it was.
He gets +2
yeah.
from dueling.
Oh, yeah, +2. Yeah, there. Oh.
Are we?
Yeah.
So each weapon has their own like ability kind of thing.
Yes.
Are we doing that stuff too, or what?
So
I'm down. Yeah,
that's a
I'm down for
mastery
that.
if
You
you
just
have
have to have
mastery.
the. You just have to
Character
have the
has it.
weapon mastered. You have to have the weapon mastery.
So, I wanted to talk to you about this. I'm probably bad time now. I'm in a fight, but remember how I was saying that my weapon was going to be like the cast iron skillet and
Yeah,
the
it's
pot lid?
but we're gonna reflavor it. So like if you wanted to use a club or whatever,
Well,
it'll
'cause I
still
was
have
gonna
club stats, but
because it's a mace is what the clerics typically use, and so I was just basing it off of mace stats.
oh yeah, if you want to use a mace stat, that's fine.
Would I still have because it has sap on it as the weapon like
If you
thing?
have the weapon mastery feat, I think it's a
You need
feat,
the feet for it.
No, it's not a feat.
or
It's just
is it not a feat?
your character.
It's
I
a.
thought it was just
It'll
something you had
specify.
on that weapon.
Yeah, it'll specify on your class if you get weapon masteries and how many.
And how many?
Yeah, I think for
I know that like fighters get 3 or
yeah,
something
fighters
like that.
get 3.
and-
Most
I-
get 2. I think
Yeah,
some of the like sorcerers and stuff only get 1, if any.
Okay, so I did not read anything on my class about weapon mastery, so
I
I
can
don't.
give it a
I'm
quick peek.
Just
I'm
keep
assuming
going for
that
Matt. I'll look
Yeah,
for.
I got my cleric page open. I'm gonna look this up.
How do I use sap again? Is that before or after?
It's just in
It's
with it.
It's
yeah,
just while
it's just
while
when
you're
when you
attacking.
hit
When you hit.
it just gives disadvantage on on their attacks afterwards.
Oh, okay. Alright, so 1d8 +2. 7.
7 on that guy.
Yeah.
You deal a good chunk of damage. What does it look? So I would say you deal a good amount of damage to him. Obviously, it's not enough to kill him. What does your attack look like as you're swinging at him?
It's kind of the old classic, because he doesn't really know what. Because you said they're robed, right?
Yeah,
wearing
they're
boots.
robed. It doesn't look like they're wearing armor.
Okay, so he's going with the class, because he doesn't know what they are, so he just kind of swings at them.
Cool.
Classical.
Yeah, you slash him across the chest. It hurts him. He doesn't look super great. But you did a good amount of damage to him. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I don't know if we can do it to Because Divine Smite's a bonus action.
Yeah, but
Well,
it goes with the attack.
But it's you have to use it as your attack. So it
But
would take.
no.
It would take. Yeah, it would take.
It's a bonus
it is
action
your,
that combines with the attack.
It should take immediately after hitting a target.
Yeah, it's not.
That's what I
You can use to activate it or not. Essentially, is on your attack, but it consumes your bonus action.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Doug, you do not have any masteries. I can't see anything.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not
I
seeing
said, I didn't know it was a
mastery
mastery thing, and I don't have any mastery, so I do not have that staff thing. Which would make sense. I mean,
Yeah, but if you like took the weapon mastery feat, then you would
Yeah,
have
Weapon
the
Mastery
ability
feat
to do
does
that.
make it so you can.
Okay,
I don't think
that's it for Cassius' turn.
Really.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy right here, he sees you deal that damage to the guy in front of you, Cassius, and he shows a level of confidence in you and feels that he can kind of step away. He was going to go after that guy, but he feels he can kind of step away and help what's going on down here. So he's going to step over and he is going to shoot his crossbow at this guy right here. Let me make sure I'm adding the right stuff. He shoots his crossbow and he actually misses. And that is it for his turn. The bad guys are gonna go. The guy in front of Cassius is going to pull out his sword and he's going to swing at him. Cassius does a 20 hit. It is a dirty 20.
Oh.
Well, how do I check
So,
that?
do you have an AC listing written down there, Matt?
Yeah, he does.
It should.
Yeah, it's 18.
So yeah,
18.
Then that is your armor class.
So
okay.
if
Good
attack
AC.
is higher than AC, then you get hit.
Dang, bro.
So he hits you. He will hit you for
Man.
7 damage.
Ouch.
7 slashing damage. John, the guy that you shot at earlier is gonna shoot back at you.
Okay.
He pulls out his crossbow, even though he's real hurt. He reaches his hand forward and shoots. I'm gonna assume a 21 hits.
Yes, it does.
Actually, no.
Actually.
Actually.
He will hit you for 5 damage. And then this other guy sees Cassius, or sorry, not Cassius, Thalion, and will attempt to shoot his crossbow at him.
Which one's shooting him? The bottom guy? Maybe are we just going top to bottom or what?
This guy is shooting at Thalion here. This guy shot at Rothgar. This guy slashed at. Yep. So he is going to shoot at him. Thalion does a 16 hit.
No siree.
Gall dang. He shoots at you, and the crossbow bolt plinks off your shoulder plate. You're probably a little surprised that it didn't hurt you, but it plinks off you just the same. You would probably feel Hal's blessing.
I was going to say, Hal directed that one off of me.
Hal definitely intervened for you. Back up to Thalion.
Alrighty. We're going to move our 25 up to there. And then let's do a little swingaroo here. I'm going to swing at the one below me. Like to the bottom right. Yeah, we're going to do that. Does a 6. Does a dirty 20 hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're swinging at this guy?
Bottom one.
This guy.
Yep, that one down below
Okay.
me. Okay, that is a 9 damage.
9 damage. What does that look like? You don't kill him, but you deal a lot of damage to him. What does it look like?
I'm gonna swing at him with the sword, and maybe he steps back or something to where I still catch him and take a little good slash across the chest, but not enough to really get into him.
I like
Enough
that. You
that
said
he's-
you did.
Yeah, enough that he's bleeding pretty good, but 9 damage.
Sure. 9 damage. Cool. All right. It is now. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No.
All right. It is now Rothgar's turn.
All right. I'm gonna sprint up to this cultist here, and I'm gonna swing at him with my scimitar.
Okay.
Oh. Um.
What'd you roll, John?
I know it doesn't. Does a 7 hit?
No.
Awesome.
So you go to swing, and he ducks below your sword. You're a little too tall for him.
Yes. Yes, I am. Because I attacked with a light weapon, I'm going to use my bonus action to swing at him again
Okay.
for a second attack. With my short sword this time.
Okay.
That is a... So now what?
A natural 1.
Natural 1.
John, you are within swinging distance of Thalion. Roll damage.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, hey.
Just
Can my
the
AC go
weapon.
against this or something?
Roll what damage you would hit. If you were to hit this bad guy, roll damage.
Man, it's some bullshit.
Well, but there's a couple things to take into account. Hunter's Mark is on the bad guy, not
Yes.
Chandler.
So you wouldn't do Hunter's Mark on Chandler. You just do
Just doing
your
the
sword.
standard.
What your
Move
sword
with
would
Chandler
do.
real
Okay.
quick, dude. Just
Do I
go all out.
do...
Kill him.
Do I do the defensive duelist? Or sorry, the Colossus Slayer?
Whatever
Well,
damage.
no, because Chandler hasn't taken damage yet, has he?
No.
No.
you wouldn't-
You're safe. You're safe. You're safe. Okay, just the short sword.
I just hope
Just
you
the
know
short
that
sword
for the
damage.
rest of the game, this is going to put you and I in not a good predicament.
5 damage.
Frick you,
Take-
Jonathan.
Take 5 damage, Thalion.
I am immediately going to turn around and be like, we friends or not?
We're on the same side. All right.
Same
Do we
Anything
see
else?
I guess. Do
Anything
we
else
see
on-
that looked like an accident, or
I mean, I'm turned to the other guy, so if anything, this is hitting me in the back. So I'm just taking a
I'm
hit
in the
to
back
the back.
watching? I'm in the back, like watching this whole thing happen, and I just see him run over and just swing on the guy that was
I will
stand up
say-
with us.
Maybe not to Thalion, but like to you, you can tell that he was obviously swinging at the bad guy and missed and hit Thalion.
Okay.
But
I'm
Thalion's back was to him, so
Yeah,
he
my
probably
back's to
wouldn't
him.
tell.
I am literally like, what the freak, bruv?
I'm gonna before my turn ends, I'm gonna scream at Thalion and say, "Oh, tall one, I apologize greatly for my misstep."
That's up to Thalion to decide what he wants to do with that. After that, it is Granny Gwen's turn.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Granny Gwen, the damage dealer.
Does
The
I mean,
freaking goat.
does I couldn't find anything about it. Well, actually, no. So a magic action, that's like essentially casting a spell,
Yes.
and you can't cast more than one spell per turn.
Unless stated otherwise, I believe that is correct.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to move up. I'm going to move up into the fight here, but as I'm running by, I'm going, or not, well, not by, but as I'm running, like, essentially what we would be cutting off line of sight to Cassius, I'm going to shoot a healing word his way.
Beautiful.
That is going to be 2d4. Get my dice out real quick. Okay, so that would be 5, 9 plus 3, so 12.
Oh,
Uh,
dang.
Wow.
you do not go above your max though, Matt.
Oh, so I'm just back at max.
Yeah. What is the healing word? What is the good word?
I guess I never really thought of healing word that kind of like that. Um, I pretty much I guess I guess
You are healed.
Cassius and
I have healed you.
yeah. No, I pretty much just kind of like yell to him, kind of like I just kind of like yell out to him. I think the word would just be his name, but then as I'm running by, just kind of tell him that finish that guy off, and then meet us over here to finish out the fight. And
I
then
like
I'm
that.
into here to kind of cut off, so I wouldn't be a direct line of sight. But I think the word that actually heals him would just be his name as I'm calling out to him.
I like that. Anything else
And
for your turn?
well, I can't. No, I'm not within range of for any like melee attacks, and I already cast a spell, so I think that's it.
Okay. Cassius, it is your turn.
You are healed. I
Oh,
am healed.
I've healed you. Oh. All right, feeling for the getting my health back from Gwendolyn. I decided to take another swing with my longsword at the guy.
Beautiful.
How do I decide if it hits again? Was
Roll a d20, add 5,
G20 at 5?
and then that adding 5 will fluctuate as with levels and stuff and
Yeah.
weapons. But as of right
20.
now, it's natural one.
20?
No, well,
Well, I guess
Wait,
yeah.
did you say 1 or
dirty
20?
20. Just
A
20.
slutty, dirty 20?
Stinky,
Yeah.
filthy, disgusting.
Oh, you
Bloody.
raunchy little 20. What a
Stop.
dirty little 20.
Dirty
Ugh.
Twinkie little 20.
Oh,
Ugh.
yeah, you little slutty little 20.
God damn.
All right, roll damage.
I'm so uncomfortable with what just happened right there.
Six.
6. Describe how you kill this guy.
Mátalo.
Yo, straight up.
Porque el señor
How
le ha
do you
puesto
how do
tus
you how do you
manos.
hurt me before? Just like kind of slashed me a little
He
bit.
he sliced at you. Probably hit
Oh,
your arm.
I'm just kind of fed up with it, so I just take off his head.
Wow. Another
Clean off.
decapitation.
Beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah, just
dude.
clean off.
You take
Worshiping
his
the
head
wrong
off.
god.
Seems a little
Yeah,
unpaladin-like to me, but
Yeah. And you
Bro,
broke your oath.
he
God
attacked
damn it.
me.
and you broke your oath.
No,
You
you're
attacked out of anger. You're broke.
You
You're an oath
see,
breaker now.
you
Sorry, dude.
see a god here, bro? Where are we?
Whoa.
Oh, that's some dangerous talk to be having around.
Yeah,
it
dude.
is.
Cleric of hell.
Whoa, blasphemous. You
This
take his
Guys
head
are my
off.
people.
His head hits the ground, rolls around a little bit. His body falls lifeless to the floor. None of you see that actually, so none of you know how cool that actually was.
That's really sad.
Other
Probably a
than
good
this
thing we didn't see
guy,
it.
other than this guy over here, he witnessed it. He might hold it against you. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what happens. This guy's gonna try again to shoot at this guy right here. He's going to roll, and he's going to miss. Sadly, just by 1.
Man.
All right. Now it is the baddie's turn. This guy's dead. Let me make sure that he's gone.
Remind me again, for an attack, do you have to
Baddie.
meet or exceed, or exceed the AC?
Meets it, beats it. Oh.
Yeah, meet it or greater.
Okay. Just curious. I couldn't remember.
This guy is going to swing his sword at John, the guy right in front of John. Jonathan.
He's too busy laughing his head off about the fact that John just friendly fired.
Jonathan, does a 11 hit?
No.
Let's go.
Well, fart you, dude.
Ain't no way. First combat, John said, "Is friendly fire active?"
This
Had to be somewhere.
guy's gonna step right here and try. Just for those who do know about flanking, flanking is not a thing in 2024, I believe. In 5th edition, it used to be where if you had two people on the same team, exactly opposite from an enemy, they would have an advantage on attack rolls on this guy. So like the bad guys would have an advantage on attack rolls against Thalion, but I do not believe it is a thing anymore in 2024.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Regardless,
Just give him pack tactics, dude.
Thalion, I would probably assume that a 12 does not hit, correct?
No, sir.
All right, they both miss. Back up to you though, Thalion.
I'm gonna swing at the guy down below me again.
All right, send it.
Send it. Ooh. That is a 10. I'm gonna assume that doesn't hit.
Does not hit.
Okay, that's the end of my turn.
All right, back up to Rovgar. Now, don't hit your teammate again.
Straight up, dude.
I'm gonna do my best. To not hit my teammate. I'm gonna swing at him with my scimitar. Does an 8 hit?
No, sir.
All right, and then for my bonus action, I'm gonna use my short sword to try and hit him.
All right.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Does a 24 hit?
Yes, a 24 does hit.
All right.
Just don't even do damage. Describe to me how you kill him. He's been on 1 life since you hit him last.
I hate you for that, John. You did more damage to me than you would have done to him.
No, I did 10. I did 10 to him.
I'm talking about the second attack. You did 5 to me when he only needed 1.
He only needed 1 damage, John.
Oh. I'm gonna use my short sword and plunge it in between the point of his chin and his Adam's apple, just right up into his head.
What did he ever do to you, dude? I guess he did attack you, huh?
And whisper in his ear, "Smile no more," and let him fall to the ground.
I will make it canon that you whispering in his ear while he was being choked. In essence, he did die with an erection.
Wow.
Oh,
I was just about to ask what as zesty as it sounds, but apparently it is.
He's dude. He lives in a hellscape area, dude. He's got to be into BDSM.
You know, I mean, yeah.
This guy is dead. Anything else for Rothgar's turn?
No.
It
Nothing
is
I can do.
Granny Gwen's turn now.
Okay.
There's 1 enemy remaining.
Right, and both of you have taken damage, right? Chandler and John, both of you guys.
Si, senor.
Yes.
Which one of you, I guess to me, would look more hurt? Which one of you has less health taken?
35, so I'm only missing 5.
I have 21 health. I'm missing 11.
Oh, so you would definitely be the guy too. Okay. I'm gonna shoot a healing word your way.
What's the word?
Man.
Ooh.
I think I just kind of give him just like, I guess I would just say like blessings of Hal be upon you or something, as I do, and then let me roll the thing real quick.
Well, hold on.
I don't know him personally. What's that?
Okay, so you can roll that health, John. I will allow you to accept that health or not, based on the knowledge I know of your background.
I'm gonna shiver and shake and repel whatever is being sent my way. I'm gonna plug my ears so I can't hear this healing word.
So you're
I don't think he has to hear the word to get healed, though. He
I guess
I just
it's just someone within
I have no
distance,
I have
within
no
range.
agency.
You have no
it's
I
just
have to
agency.
yeah,
accept it.
He's doing it to you.
yes,
You
he doesn't have to.
shut up and
He
accept
doesn't
it.
have to.
You're getting healed non-consensually.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
So John, you will still take the health, but
I'll
that it
take the
will.
health, but I'm gonna look so uncomfy and just give him a curt like nod.
big, that would be
And
9.
Thalion is pissed at this right now because this is the guy that just like friendly fire.
He like this guy just
Like,
attacked me.
I'm like
and now
sitting
he's
there.
getting
I'm
healed.
sitting there
be-
bleeding a little bit, and I'm like, "Are you freaking serious?" Like this guy's swinging at his own guys.
That would be 13 health back, and then as my action, I'm going to cast a cantrip, Toll the Dead, on the final guy here. The guy has taken damage, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so then that would be 1d12, and that is going to be. Oh, I need to roll a spell attack roll first. Actually, no, do I? No, no. Toll the Dead is a Wisdom save, I think. Let me pull it up here. Wisdom save. Yeah, so he needs to give me a Wisdom save.
What's the DC?
It is going to be a 14.
14 wisdom. Okay. He got a 15.
No, he didn't. No. All right, so then nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
It's a cantrip, so I mean, there's no.
I guess. Okay. Anything else for old Granny's turn?
That would be my bonus action and my action. I think I might just kind of. Cassius is still in the same spot as far as we can tell. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess we wouldn't really be able to see him. I'm gonna kind of back off a bit so that I can kind of get like a look at the whole battlefield here.
Okay.
That'll be the end of me.
And that is Cassius's turn now.
I'm going to move down here.
You can take a dash action, Matt, which it would be your whole action, but you could double your movement speed
Oh, really?
if you wanted to go. Or you don't have to. I'm just giving you the
Well, like,
option.
if I shoot a bow, will
Yeah.
it hit the
Oh.
stallion in the way, or is he not? No.
Typically, it lets you shoot through them, but that would be entirely up to Dylan.
I'm fine with it, unless it's a natural one. You'll miss
Brother,
him, and
if you roll in that one, I swear.
Oh, was it 1d8 piercing?
You
Well,
roll
you still gotta roll
attack
the
first.
you gotta roll to
roll the
attack
d20.
first.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
If you roll in that one right now,
And then
Matt,
this
Well,
one's different because this is a dex-based weapon.
So what's
So
your
if he-
dexterity modifier?
Should be a 2. Oh.
So you're gonna add 3 to your d20 roll
Why would I add 3?
because of proficiency.
because
Proficiency bonus
you're
plus
proficient
dex.
with the weapon, but because you only have +1 to your dexterity,
Oh,
you would add the dex bonus and the proficiency bonus.
okay. 14.
You hit.
Let's go. And then
So now you roll your d8.
Just a flat 1d8, right?
Yeah, just a 1d8.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What?
It's so annoying.
A
That's not
1.
bad. For damage, it's not
You
bad.
hit it.
Yeah,
It's if you on attacks you roll that one, you have a problem. If it's on damage,
Yes.
it's not a problem.
Yeah,
Oh,
you just-
okay.
it wasn't
Anytime
like
you roll a
it wasn't great
d20,
shot.
yeah, d20 is the only thing you never want to roll a 1 on.
Okay.
Correct.
Sometimes it is pretty funny to roll a 1, though.
Sometimes it is.
like when Rothgar hits Stallion. So
Especially
you
Rothgar.
shoot your bow at him. It flies past Thalion's head with precision. However, you could really only see the shoulder of the guy. So you hit him. It hits his shoulder. He like steps back a little bit, grasping the arrow, and kind of makes the classic bad guy grunt noise. And then proceeds.
Tom and Jerry scream.
Yeah. This guy is going to attempt to do the same thing with his crossbow.
Uh-oh.
If he gets a nat 1, it'll hit you. He didn't. He got a 19 plus 3, so he hits D8 pyramid ass to ass.
What?
This guy will shoot his crossbow. It whizzes past your head, Cassius, and then it whizzes past the head of Thalion and strikes this man square in the heart. And this guy drops to his knees, trying to breathe, and then falls over dead. And you guys are out of combat.
Hallelujah.
Let's go.
Oh,
After combat, the man who helped you, he runs up to all of you, kind of just within making sure you can all hear him. He says, "Come with me if you want to live," like the way that Arnold Schwarzenegger would. We need to leave now before more arrive, and there will be lots more. What do you all do?
Can we save the people that are in the room?
yeah. I asked about
Yes, you can save them. However, this man will say that he cannot come with you, or they cannot come with you. So if you decide to free them, you'll either leave them to find a way out on their own, or leave them chained up and die on their. I guess regardless, they will either be free or they will be dead. So
I mean, I say we try to break him out
Yeah.
and give him a fighting
We'll
chance.
definitely break them out and leave their chains, because their chains they have the same magical pull on their chains, right? Did we notice them moving at all during that fight? I mean, getting pulled closer to the thing, or
none of them were moving because none of you noticed during combat. I probably should have done something about this. These 3 guys that were up here all left.
Oh, I forgot about those guys.
Oh,
I forgot
they
there were
didn't stay to
people.
fight.
And for metagame reasons, they were the ones pulling the chains closer.
Okay.
Oh.
So they were all just standing there. For some reason, none of them ran, but they all were just they kind of just hit the deck and hoped they didn't get hit. So if you'd like to free them, you can. However, they will not be coming with you.
I say we free him anyways.
yeah, I don't see any point in leaving them chained up. I
Okay,
would definitely just go through and free them all.
you go through and free them all. Some of them like kiss your hands, thanking you. They wish blessings upon you, and they all just kind of like scatter. You don't know what happens to them. They might come back in a future episode. They might not. Who knows?
We like to
This
hear.
man, he beckons you all to follow him. He takes you out a secret passageway. If you're looking on the map, it's a secret passage. I wouldn't say it's secret. It's just another way out of where you are, off to the left. Like if you're looking at it like there's a compass, it'd be the northwest corner of the
Around
map.
the pool of lava kind of thing. Or...
Yeah.
where are we?
I would say we're probably all grouped up at this point, right?
Yeah, you would probably all have grouped up like somewhere around right here-ish. But he takes you out this way.
Oh, I was looking at the.
Yeah, no, the
World
battle
map.
map, not the world.
Okay.
Yeah, he takes you out this way.
Okay.
And you'll find out where he takes you next time.
Oh,
Next time on Total Drama.
Next time on Total Drama Island. Yay, we did it for session.
Happy ending.
Happy.
I guess before we leave, I mean, we've all freed all these guys. I guess I walk up to Chandler's character and I would ask if he needs healing. Just because I know he did. I did see him get hit during that fight. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to Doug and say, Hal will take care of it. Don't worry.
I guess. I mean, you would see that my arm. I mean, well,
Be
'cause
non-consensual.
my armor. Actually, I do wear the. Cause I guess I do reach out to like heal him. It's just kind of second nature to me. and I do wear the armor, like armor with like Hal's like banner on
My
it, essentially
character
his
does not
colors.
recognize it.
Yeah.
Then I guess I would tell you. Hal has.
I know
he
nothing
sent
of
me.
these fake symbols. This is Hal has never shown me these symbols. Hal will take care of it. I don't need your healing.
I
Your
point to
healing of
the.
your fake Hal. I don't know what these sacrilegious symbols are.
I point to the tree crest, the golden tree crest surrounded by the green leathers on the armor I'm wearing, and I tell you that this is his crest. This is his symbol.
These are symbols that have not been shown to me by Hal. You worship a different Hal than I do.
There is only one Hal.
As his chosen, I'm telling you, this is not his symbol. He has not shown this to me. If he would show it to anybody, he would show this symbol to me.
Well, Matt, aren't you? Do we know that you about your backstory thing? Or did you actually met? Or do I know?
I'm laughing.
I would assume that nobody other than me and, well, I would assume that no one in the party knows what's going on.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
I'd say Doug knows the backstory.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'd say if yeah. Oh, that's right.
You guys
have
asking if
known
you
each
know
other.
Matt's backstory? Is it?
Well, I'm just. I don't want to assume that Matt. I know that Matt has met the guy.
Yes.
You knew it was Hal, right, Matt? You did know it was Hal, or he told you that was him.
He told me it was him.
Okay, I mean,
And I allowed it.
Are you? I mean, are you hearing this conversation at all? Or I mean, because I'm. I mean,
are you
I'm
a
not
part of
quiet
this
about it,
conversation,
like,
Matt, that Doug and I are having?
about?
Just a one-on-one between you two.
Okay, I mean, I point out. I was like, because
He's
he's.
beckon for me to come over.
I guess yeah. I mean, because we're all standing. I would assume we're standing kind of fairly close together as we're walking out or about to walk out. I beckon Cassius over and tell him like no, like this. I'm a cleric of his church, and my friend Cassius here he's a paladin, and we've been chosen to go to the what was it? It was the Squeaky Duck, is what it was.
Squeaky Duck, yeah.
It's like we've been asked to go to the Squeaky Duck on mission to help those in his name. How have you not heard of this if you claim to be his chosen?
He's given me a different path. He said it in front of me. I didn't have to get a letter from some random guy. This path was in front of me. He gave it to me.
Well, I guess we all have our own paths, then I suppose.
I'm laughing in the
as
corner.
I don't.
As is the way of Hal. That is what Hal's worships, is the path for each individual. He's the god of life, and each life that we give each other.
I shoot Cassius a look, and it's kind of like not quite agree with what you're saying, but it's. I think this isn't the setting to push the issue further. So
yeah,
foolish mortals.
Mortal.
What's it?
Yeah, all of us are gonna turn around and look at him and go,
hold on now.
Excuse me?
Well, what do you mean by that?
What's going on?
To my knowledge,
the elf steps forward and says, "This can all be handled on the road. There are bad guys coming. We need to leave now."
I suppose you're right.
We'll continue this later.
All right.
We'll continue this later.
And you said you refused healing. You're not taking it.
Hal will
you won't let me. You won't let.
Hal has blessed me before, and he will bless me again.
Oh, so you rape me with healing, but you don't rape him with healing? Okay, I see how it is.
He specifically asked me not to in the heat of the moment.
Your outfit was asking for it.
If you, yeah.
My external outfit.
Look at the way you were dressed. Dude.
Yeah, the way that you were dressed was screaming that you needed help.
Yeah.
My blood.
In this specific moment, do you tell me not to heal you anymore?
You were asking for it.
John?
I want no help from Hal.
Oh.
Interesting.
You guys...
Your ideas of gods are foolish and short-minded. Okay.
You guys all flee out the back door, basically, and where you go will be revealed next time.
All right.